Place to Be Reviews. We are live. But first, let me go over to this right here because I make an entrance like Owen Hart, but don't call me no bird on a wire because no one in the place to be can take you higher. I'm Etep Wakuyan, a man on fire, but not up in flames like Richard Pryor because I'm too sweet to be sour, too nice to be mean, head shaved fresh like Mr. Clean. Watch out for the medallions. My diamonds are reckless. It feels like all the Twitter's blue check marks are hanging from my necklace. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show because it's episode 60, bitches, and it's time to go.
Oh my God.
2 hours later.
Oh,
Dr. Seuss over here.
45 seconds. I worked on that, goddammit. Hello and welcome to the Place to Be Reviews, episode number 60. We've gone too far. We've gone too far to turn back now. Joining me down in the bottom right-hand corner, as I'm looking at it, is my co-host Monica, who's made her return this week on the Anchor Show as well as the live premiere. Hey, Monica.
Happy Wednesday. My favorite day.
Why is it? Why is it? Why is it your favorite day?
Because it's hump day.
And hey,
ain't
Brian,
nobody humping around.
girl, you. Oh my God, give me off. And on my back, Savior. All right, and you heard that man in the bottom underneath me, the screen down below, and the Brady Bunch here. He is my brother from another mother. It is the Groovinator.
Look, I don't have any fancy long intros like Pete does, and I've given up trying. So all I'm going to say is just be good, eat your vegetables, and don't pee on any electric fences.
And we are joined, of course, by Midnight's Edge Lover 69, cousin to Noob Master 69, Tap and Die.
What's going on? And be sure to check out that YouTube channel, Midnight Says. You want to see some of the sexiest voices on the internet.
I hate you so much. And wait.
The boss would be Midnight Lovers number 68, right?
But wait, there's more. And also joining us tonight, making his Place to Be Reviews debut, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if he still has his old school Guitar Hero air guitar, but put your hands together for Mr. Will Vendetta. What's up, brother?
Okay.
Hey, Will, you there?
You want to speak closely into the microphone.
All right. Well, we've got. I see his icon, so we'll just carry on like Will can hear us. He said he can't hear the audio.
He's halfway there.
Well, it's. I don't know what to tell you, bud. Just keep fiddling with it till you can hear us. Hey, Brian Kephart's in the chat, and David Applegate.
Hey.
Brian, let's highlight Brian's message here. I said, "What's up, honkies?"
Oh shit! Can you guys hear me?
Well, that is most of
There
us.
he is. There's Will.
hear you,
I
sir.
can't hear nothing.
We hear you.
We hear you, man. All right, so we're kind of getting this figured out here. Man, this I feel like a fucking. Does anybody else remember Max Headroom?
Uh-huh.
I feel like Max Headroom. My head is just fucking huge. It's his hat, though. I think I don't know, but yeah. Oh shit! All right, hey Will, can you hear us down there?
We're starting early here, folks. We don't have any transitional material.
No.
And we don't have Brian to help us out with his shitty Mac.
Dirty Mac. Brian and his Dirty Mac.
Yep.
The
Dirty Mac Late.
That's a new nickname. So he's got Cuck Muffin.
We're going to call him in this week.
Fuck stick.
Hey, Dirty Mac.
Dirty Mac Labe. That sounds like that sounds like a good movie. Hey, Will's camera's working.
I think that's tonight's movie. Dirty Mac Late.
Dirty Mac. I'm already writing that one down. Shit, we got the.
Was that a blaxploitation film?
Yeah, it's a blaxploitation movie with no black people.
All right. Isn't that cultural?
At least he didn't add 30 feet.
Yeah, that's gonna maybe make some people mad. Just saying.
Aren't we culturally appropriating the blaxploitation?
I mean, if they can do it with Ocean's 8, then it should be
Forbidden
fair.
Zone did it.
Yeah.
True
Forbidden
that.
Zone.
Here's
I
the
can't
list.
believe that one got picked. Oh my god, I did not think that would ever get picked.
Let's see.
Well, you picked it.
I put it on there to be an asshole, dude.
Well, you should have. What's that? You should have thought about it. Your
You're right. I
actions.
should have. I didn't
When
think
will
I'd ever
you
get to.
learn? When will you learn your actions have consequences?
I had a list of like 50 movies, dude. Of all the ones, it was that one that came up. We might still do a watch party.
Well, it was my fault for not being like, hey, give me like 5 or 10, but no, you have to give me 50.
Well, nobody else gave me anything, so I was trying to look you up.
Hey, you know, this Friday is Friday the 13th. I feel like we should be doing a watch party.
Is it really? Are we doing a Friday the 13th stream? Oh wow!
Oh shit!
Oh wow! We have to talk about our favorite Friday the 13th movie. That should be a subject. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Mine's part 6. Fuck all y'all.
Oh, dude, yes. If we watch part 6, I'm down. I've got that bitch. Oh, I love that
Still
one.
haven't seen any of them.
Oh
Let's try it. Let's try here.
Why is my picture gone?
After part 6, they didn't need to exist anymore.
No, they were just fun for the
Turn the
sake of
camera
fun.
on.
Cash grabs.
Yep. Oh yeah, dude. Monica's in the chat. David's in the chat. Let's see. Will's on here, but all right. So we're just gone again. All right. So we're just gonna kind of get started here. We've introduced the panel. Sans 1, but Article 1 this evening is
Star Wars related.
It is. It's Rian Johnson is clueless about his new Star Wars trilogy. That comes to us from Cosmic Book. And then we're going to go into Game Time with Monica, which is going to be a Star Wars themed game tonight.
You could at least pronounce his name right. It's Ruin Johnson.
Sir
Or Rian.
Sir Rian Johnson.
Johnston.
Ruin Johnson of the House of Roundhead.
Yep.
What kind of game you got for us, Monica?
Well, do I tell you now?
Okay, no, we can wait then. And let's see.
I gotta make it up still.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
You hear that? It's the adjectives. Go away.
Yeah,
Nobody's
they're locked in
home.
the closet.
Oh no, the adjectives. Then we have article from Screen Rant. I kind of want to get everybody's thoughts on this because we all like. I know Empire Strikes Back is pretty well, widely accepted as not only one of the best Star Wars films or the best Star Wars film, but just one of the best films overall. Like
even before Clark said so.
Yeah. I mean, so Rian Johnson was disappointed by Empire Strikes Back as a child.
That makes a lot of sense.
It really does. It truly. And then Article 3 is kind of just that's going to be my MCU news for the night. We'll talk about is Ronda Rousey being eyed for She-Hulk. Yeah.
I can't take that serious.
That sounds like some clickbait.
She's gonna get her ass beat, and then she's gonna see her boyfriend and start crying.
And then he'll beat her.
Yeah.
And then she'll fucking try to beat him. Oh my god, those two had a violent relationship.
I bet they have some kinky ass sex.
Well, it's like I did a story when I was DJing down in Big Rapids about it was Brittany Griner who plays in the WNBA. She's like 6'7". Her and her wife or fiance, I don't know I can't remember if they're married. Her name is Glory Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah, let that sink in.
Glory.
Them two got into a fucking big ass brawl, domestic dispute, we're beating the shit out of each other. So
like Tiger Woods and his wife on Thanksgiving.
Yes. You stupid motherfucker! I never should have fucking married you. Calm down, you crazy bitch.
Wow.
It was on South Park. It was a South Park episode.
I figured you were doing your South Park noises.
It's the fucking video game. Yes, David Applegate. I have to acknowledge this. In your video, I just got done watching that Mandalorian video before we came on, and Gina Carano was in that. And that's a legit badass right there, Gina Carano, man. She was a kick-ass fighter too, because I used to watch all her MMA until she got knocked the fuck out by I think it was Chris Cyborg. Just beat the living bejesus out of her.
I never watch MMA, man. I seen a little bit of MMA in the bar, back when I used to go to bars, and all I ever thought is it looks like drunken gay sex with their clothes on. That's just all it looks like to me.
I freaking love the watching the lightweights.
Of course you do.
Dude, why? Because they fight, man. No, you watch these fucking like big, like the heavyweights, dude. They're boring as shit because all they want to do is sit there and like they fucking hang on each other. They throw like 2 or 3 punches and they're fucking fat and winded. And then you get the lightweights, dude, like the 145-pound guys. Them guys are in there. I'm talking about guys my own size. I don't know. When I was like 240, I don't watch like 240, 250-pound guys fight. Hell no. You watch the lightweight because like think about like Floyd Mayweather boxing and shit like that, man. Like that's like those are entertaining fights. Some heavyweight guys just like lumber around the ring and don't do shit. So, yeah.
I mean, the high school I went to that I grew up in, Pete, like black girls did more fighting than anybody else in the entire school. So I've seen all the good fights. I'll talk to you about them off air. I've seen all the good fights, man.
My fights are always good.
I'm sure. All right, let's see. Hey, Will can I don't know if Will can hear us or anything, or he's was that a squeak?
I thought it was a Canadian squealing.
Hey, relax, buddy.
Boot.
His head's popped around. Hey, buddy.
Hey guys, if you can hear me, I cannot hear you at all.
I can hear you.
We can hear you.
He can't hear us. It doesn't matter. I don't know why y'all saying that.
And I won't even hear it. So I guess that's kind of cool.
Did he turn his volume up?
Message him, Pete.
I did. I just told him we can hear him. So let's see here. All right, so let's go to this first article about Rian Johnson's new Star Wars trilogy. Shall we?
Is it called Lightsabers Out?
It's
Sabers
called
Out, a new trilogy by Rian Johnson.
Calm yourself, Harvey.
I'm Harvey Cantillano.
I guess it did sound kind of like Harvey just now.
It did.
Wait, why didn't we do that, Adam? We should have done I could have done the Doomcock voice. You could have done Harvey's voice.
I guess we probably could. I never thought of it. I don't usually do impressions of other people because I don't think they sound very good. So
anyway,
so Cosmic Book News. Rian Johnson sounds clueless about new Star Wars trilogy, and to say that Rian Johnson is clueless.
Hey, Pete, you should do a share screen.
I'm going to, man. I'm
Cool.
switching.
Can we just start every time Pete drops out? We have to donate $1 to the GoFundMe.
Yes, everybody in the chat. Every time Pete drops out, you have to put $1 to the GoFundMe campaign to get the boss a new router. It is a real thing.
Yep.
Monica put the link up.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'll work on that.
Okay.
Paydays not till Friday, so can you not share your screen often?
There we go. I'm loading the article up right now.
Alrighty.
I just wanted to but it's and let's see. Will's working out the kinks over here. Let's see who else is. We got Rian. Okay, so here we go. Let's get the screen share up and away.
Hey, Will, if you can hear this, turn your computer off and then turn it back on again.
Fixes everything.
I'm giving you generic tech support
All right.
because that's all the tech support I've ever gotten from anybody. I always say that. Turn it off and turn it back on.
Sir, can you reach down behind the computer and flip that switch back there? Yeah, did you do that? Yeah, did it work? No. Well, that's all we got. Bye-bye.
That's what I did when I worked for GameStop. Whenever I had to call the help desk, I'd be like, yep, did it. And I'm just standing there just staring off into space like, did that too.
Let's block these notifications. Look at this picture of Rian Johnson and KK right here. And I don't know.
Some guy.
Harvey Whipple. Is that Harvey Whippleman? This article was written by Matt McGroin.
McGroin.
Name.
This is all made up.
Oh,
right.
It's all made up.
You're making this
I thought
up.
I did say groin. It's McLoin.
It's McLoin.
Bad,
McLoin?
McLoin.
From your loin.
The fruit of McLoin.
It's a new low carb sandwich from McDonald's. It's the McLoin.
The McLoin Deluxe. All right, so as I said, I'll believe it when I see it. And apparently, Rian Johnson will believe it when he sees his new Star Wars trilogy too. In an interview about his latest movie starring Chris Evans, Knives Out, which is said to attack Trump supporters and rip off Clue, director Rian Johnson is asked the status of his new Star Wars trilogy that was first announced way back in November 2017, prior to the release of The Last Jedi. And there's probably a good reason for that. Johnson fills in uprocks. I can't say anything about it at all. Still completely in process with it. It's just, I don't know. It's a process. It means it's a process.
Hey,
So that means it could change. It could shift. There are a bunch of moving parts with it. What?
He's still
I'm gonna have to interrupt you.
Okay. Well,
I finally got
Oh,
it to work, bud.
I was like, what? All right. There it is.
yay!
yeah.
Okay, I'm
Now
doing
everyone
the
donate
Google
$2.
style, though, so, but it's working.
It's all right. So let's welcome Will to the program proper. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us for the first time this on the Place to Be review, a good friend of mine and another former independent wrestler on the indie scene, and he's a nerd like us too. Is Mr. Will Vendetta? How you doing, brother?
Yay.
I go to introduce me, he drops out.
He's shuffling around.
Is he? Are you wrestling a bear, Will? Okay. Are you okay?
That kind of sucks, but
It sounded like you were wrestling a bear over there. So we're
I'm trying here, man. I'm trying.
No, you're fine, brother. You're fine. I'm just giving you hell. It says, let's see, I'm where I can't say anything about it. Still completely in process with it. It's just, I don't know. It's a process. Means it's a process. So that means it could change. It could shift. There are a bunch of moving parts with it. Which,
Moving parts.
yeah.
Mhm.
The parts moving out without you in it.
Yep. Yeah,
That's what she said.
Disney hasn't announced the title or release date, and we see that Johnson apparently doesn't know too much as well. He's just so dopey looking. Like, look, this is like the
You know what
face.
else has moving parts, Pete? A wood chipper. Just saying. All right. Just saying.
So this is Rian Johnson's trilogy canceled. Let's go. Stupid ads. I've been saying it for the past year that Rian Johnson's Star Wars trilogy is canceled, not from insider information, but from simply following Disney's financial statements, which show that Star Wars has been in a huge decline since the release of The Last Jedi. Disney even recently confirming their big Star Wars Galaxy's Edge theme park is underperforming, which is kind of funny. If Rian Johnson's Star Wars trilogy does end up getting made, it probably will be almost a whopping 10 years after the release of The Last Jedi and the initial announcement, which is laughable. Too bad that isn't time enough for all of us to have forgotten what Johnson did to Star Wars. He basically did to Star Wars what those guys did to that girl in, what was it, I Spit on Your Grave?
Yep.
At the beginning.
No.
That's a good analogy.
That's what he did to Star Wars. He defiled it badly.
Did it dirty.
And it was uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable to watch and cringy as fuck. The Game of Thrones writers are supposed to be doing at least one Star Wars movie prior to Rian Johnson's trilogy, but now there's a question if that will ever get made. So we see not much has changed in the House of Mouse as Star Wars is still running in disaster mode. Also, as I have said previously, Disney is probably avoiding confirming that Rian Johnson's Star Wars trilogy has been canceled and is not happening in order to avoid bad PR prior to the November launch of Disney Plus and the December release of Jar Jar Abrams' Star Wars Rise of Skywalker empty mystery box, with rumors offering tons of reshoots are happening and that the flick is in trouble too. Interestingly enough, when Jar Jar Abrams shopped around his mega deal with the studios, he didn't stick with Disney but signed with Warner Brothers. And that is the end. Which I find
Thank
funny
God.
too, is like I think he knows that this is going to be a mess. He knows it's going to be a hot mess, and they're like, we're just gonna spare ourselves the embarrassment. But I don't know. What do you guys think of like the Benioff and Weiss chances of that getting made now? Because it doesn't sound like it's gonna happen.
I think those two are going to have to go into the witness protection program because it
Oh.
sounds to me like a
They're
huge
gonna.
chunk of people want their heads on pikes.
Yeah, I think they're gonna
Yeah, and Muller's gonna be leading that charge. I saw his new video.
I have not seen. I have not seen.
I never had enough
finished it.
time to watch his videos. There's only so much day, you know.
What I usually
Yeah.
do is I sit down and start playing video games and I put it on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mahler does some awesome reviews, but yeah, man, you got to set aside like an hour and a half to 2 hours on
It's
some.
like trying to marathon a miniseries in an afternoon. You might be able to, but in all of his videos are that way. So he's the king of every frame of pause.
And Monica did post the link to the GoFundMe in the chat. Son of a bitch.
I sure did.
Son of a bitch. So I see.
$1, $1, $1, $1.
I agree.
And Will's getting attacked. Did we forget to give him a rape whistle? I thought that came in the welcome kit.
Dude, I feel like this is like. I feel like this is my first indie match, and it's just a freaking disaster for me.
So, movie. Oh my god.
I'm sorry. Like, there's like a 6-second delay on when I answer. Oh.
So how about those Lions? No.
Oh, why?
How about them Cowboys?
No. Really.
They're going to the Super Bowl. It's confirmed. That first win's confirmed. Super Bowl.
That's right, Chad. It's
The way I'm
sports ball
responding
time.
is like that final timeout in the last game.
Oy vey. Yeah, that was. We talked about that Monday night, man. It was bad. But no.
Sports ball.
Yeah, no. We're not. I'm not going to subject anybody to sports ball tonight. That's for the anchor show.
And Loudy. He's a be here.
Yep. That's why Loudy's on Monday nights, is because that's what him and Monica talked
Tonight on Monday Night Raw.
Rowdy.
Rowdy Loudy Piper.
He definitely fits the bill for that. No. So Empire Strikes Back.
Is Monday Night Raw still a thing?
I don't think so. I don't. I record on Monday night, so I don't watch it. I watch like the ups and downs on What Culture the next day for like 2 seconds, and I realize I can't stand watching
See
Raw.
how delayed I am?
Yeah.
I mean, you realize you feel like you're cheating on Midnight's Edge.
I hate. God damn you. I just gotta keep reminding myself you're sending me a router.
Oh, yep.
This fucker.
And some guns.
And some guns.
Little plastic guns.
Yes, little plastic guns. We're not. Let's see. Wait. What do you know when a woman becomes a Jedi? When she's good and ready. Oh, cat part.
God.
Did you? Let's highlight this one. Did you see this? Did you see this?
Yes. That's my dude.
I know. It's funny.
He
So
is funny.
this
Laugh harder, damn it.
Ray is Ray is supposed to have this new force power. It's like she can resurrect things. And I saw David talked about that in his video, and a couple other people too. And there's like rumors that she was a force lightning or some shit like that.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Siths are supposed to use.
Open the vein and let it be done. You know?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know why or how that seemed like, who in that writer's room thought that was a good idea? Like, did anybody in that writer's room just sit down and say, you know what we should do? Ray's already OP'd as it is, so let's just fucking put it over the top and just really fucking just drive the point home that we hate
Everybody.
fans. We just hate everybody.
I don't think the people that are in the writer's room know what an idea is to have one.
No.
Not a complete one.
No, it's pretty. It's just bad. It's just bad all around. Like, none of it is a good idea. Like this whole and I love Ian McDermott's portrayal of
I do too.
Palpatine.
It's some of my favorite moments from the
Yes,
prequels are
yeah.
lines that he said. Now, some of those I have to admit, probably unintentionally funny. Like I laugh just from
Full of ham
how.
and cheese.
Yes, exactly. Like his lines just make me laugh. I don't
I know,
know
but I
if it's
love them
both.
so much.
They are. It's just
It's like
hilarious.
it's kind of like this whole because what I always like
Mhm.
are some of the villains are what you call deliciously evil. They're evil,
Yes.
but you kind of enjoy watching them being evil.
Right.
Yep.
Fun.
Like Hans Gruber from Die Hard. Yeah, like that.
Yep,
Hello,
just like that.
it's Adam.
Yippee-ki-yay.
It doesn't have to be cheesy or bad. It could be good. It's just you enjoy seeing them being a villain
Right.
because it's
He played the hell out of that part. I mean, from
Mhm.
Jedi in every movie he's been in, he was always given 150%. He's just because he's a very talented dude and
Mhm.
understands the character and played it consistently in every single movie that he was in. That's the most important thing.
Hello, Rian Johnson. You hearing that? Are you hearing that, Rian Johnson?
He
You know,
can't.
I think there's a demand lately that, well, for one thing, it's very obvious that people within that are working for Lucasfilm right now don't understand how Star Wars operates. Okay, and I don't want to come off like us fans, like us here in this stream right now, are the experts, but we
But we are
understand.
the experts.
Well, we understand.
Yeah.
We understand the influences that made Star Wars what it is. We understand where that stuff came from. All right, they were borrowed from poetry, books, novels, different fables over the years. It was basically trying to make a modern day myth. Okay, we understand where that stuff comes from. Whereas with Lucasfilm right now, they just know certain things that people like oh, lightsabers are cool. Oh yeah, the spaceships are cool, but they don't really get the gist of the universe. So they just take like things that they know and they put that in the writer's room, and that's what becomes the movie. Stuff that they're talking about on Twitter, stuff that they're talking about on Facebook. I don't even think that some of the political stuff that was in The Last Jedi was really necessarily by design. I think it's just that that's all they know. There's a lot of people that I feel like they make all of their decisions based on a statement that they're trying to make. Like they have to like this thing because this is a statement. Or they have to like that thing because other people that I don't like that thing. So therefore I have to like it. I think they base all of their likes and dislikes on what it is that they believe in, and it's unfortunate. So you've got, you have bad writing because I don't think they understand what makes Star Wars work. I don't. It doesn't feel like they're doing anything that even feels like it belongs to the first three movies or even the prequels.
Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing in the sequel trilogy that I've seen that's.
Yeah, I used to be such a big fan too back when I was a kid.
What the
Now,
heck was that?
do you still David?
Yep, and there it went.
There we go. No, I don't. No, the prequels, man. Like, I don't understand how you can to me, even through all its faults, Attack of the Clones still has so many redeeming qualities about it, right?
Yep.
What can you say is good about The Force Awakens or Solo or The Last Dumpster Fire that is redeemable and you could use it and it plays into the story and the overarching narrative of the entire saga? There's really nothing
You know what, Pete?
there.
I got an answer for you, and I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Okay, and I'm I'm the bad movie guy. I'm the guy that likes all the dumb movies, and a lot of the bad movies, like especially the so bad that's good movies, like the one that we just watched, Samurai Cop. All right,
Yep.
Perfect example. Foreign director does not understand how American dialogue operates, so you get all these terrible, terrible lines in the movie. All right, it's the same way with Rian Johnson. He's trying to do deconstructed Star Wars. He thought that was a good thing. Apparently, Kathleen Kennedy thought it was a good thing because she, like Rian Johnson, does not understand Star Wars. She just knows that she has a deadline she has to meet. It has to hit a couple of points. As far as she's concerned, as long as there is a female brunette in the lead, that's all it needs. That's all. That's her only prerequisite for any Star Wars movie that's been made so far. there has to be a brunette female lead, or you know.
Oh, there goes Pete. $1 for everybody.
There's a
All
dollar.
right,
Take a
everybody
shot,
dropping
everyone.
$1 just now, and now we are 3. But yeah,
I'm keeping a tally here. Sorry, not to.
but yeah, it's like he's wanting to do deconstructed Star Wars because he doesn't understand the universe in which he's trying to make a movie in. So you have this mess that we have right now. Like, you know, I mean, maybe he's a competent director. I don't know, but as far as crafting a narrative, he wrote this story, and it doesn't fit in the universe because he himself does not understand Star Wars.
That's $2.
That's $2 here.
There he goes.
$2
Damn it.
to the GoFundMe account already, and we are 30 minutes in.
It's the Pete slipstream.
Oh God, no! Oh God.
I'm trying to drive that GoFundMe up.
It's working.
And let's take a moment to thank our subscribers.
Don't you do it.
I just said subscribers. I didn't say nothing.
Oh, yeah, it's like, oh God.
He's getting there. He's getting there.
I know he is.
You have subscribers, don't you, Pete?
Absolutely. We can thank the subscribers.
So thanks to subscribers.
But I think the people at Lucasfilm, though, they don't understand Star Wars fans in that there are 2 different types of Star Wars fans out there. I know this has been covered by bigger channels, but it is a very good point that needs to be brought up. Either you're a fan of the brand or you're a fan of the product. If you're a fan of the product, you like the movies that work. They at least work for you. Maybe you like some movies more than others, but you go back and see the next one because you like the previous one enough to know where it's going to go next. You're a fan of the product. If you're a fan of the brand, those are the people that think that you have to go see this movie just because it's Star Wars or has Star Wars in the title. And I think that nowadays businesses expect people to be fans of the brand and just support anything that's given to them, even if it doesn't necessarily work. And then if there's a vocal majority of people that complain about said product, they think, well, they're not happy anyway, so who cares about them? You know, just make something. Moving on.
No, I understand. No, we were talking about that earlier. Brand versus product. And yeah, like I said, I will be loyal to a product and a brand until something better comes along that fits my needs, or, you know, fits into my budget better, depending on what the product is. You know, so this is, they don't just, and then you don't get to insult your fans when they say, well,
no, that's where they went wrong. They went way out of their way to piss tell the fans to piss into the wind. So.
Yep. Yeah, you can't. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. You don't just get to tell the fans to fuck off because they say, hey, you're making a shitty product and we don't want to buy it. Well, if you don't want to buy our product, you're a racist, you're a bigot, you're a sexist, you know, you're a freaking every ist and ism there is.
I can understand them wanting to bring in different audiences, but in the case with Star Wars, you don't need to do that. You have enough people that are Star Wars fans to support your products. All you had to do was keep continuing to make movies like the ones that we liked. I liked The Force Awakens. I know a lot of people don't. I liked it okay. Is it the best movie I ever saw? No. Is it the most offensive? Not in the least. Not in the least bit. Not at all. I would have liked to have seen those characters that were introduced be developed more, but that was the job of the second director, not necessarily the first one.
And that was my problem right there, was the fact that they took the characters that were set up for a decent arc with Finn and Rey probably being a couple at some point, because that you could tell that was kind of set up in The Force Awakens. Now, Rey was an OP'd Mary Sue in The Force Awakens, absolutely, but you could have kind of reined that back in The Last Jedi, and they never did. And they took Finn and made him look like a bumbling idiot. You know, they emasculated Poe. You know, you threw in Vice Admiral.
That was the strangest thing, is that there's not really any one overarching story going on in that entire movie. It's just like it's like a series of vignettes that don't necessarily gel together. There's always been, when you watch a Star Wars movie, there's always like several. This is why I'm saying Rian Johnson obviously doesn't understand Star Wars, because he has a series of scenes all going on at the same time, but they're not at all related.
Yep.
It's like everybody's off doing their own thing in the same movie. It's like, what the hell am I watching? It's not even. And this is after thinking about it, a long time after I watched it the first. I've only ever seen this movie twice. That's 2 times too many. But going back and looking at it, it's like it's just a series of scenes that don't connect.
Yeah.
In any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, that's exactly it too. Especially look at Canto Bite. Look at the
Especially Canto Bite.
What did they glean from that? There was nothing. You got nothing out of that. It was ridiculous. Like it was an animal rights activist scene, basically. I mean, you have to save the space horsies, and then
you said he didn't like Empire Strikes Back, correct? So
yeah.
it makes sense because he kind of tried to do some aspects that Empire Strikes Back had a chase as well. All right, you have Darth Vader chasing the Millennium Falcon through quite a bit. All right. But that's just the vehicle by which things are revealed. Things are established in that movie. You put people on a journey. You got Han Solo who's trying to get away, but he's still stuck in this struggle. All right, and he happens to also be falling in love. Then you got Luke who's learning about not only himself but his big role in this giant grand scheme of things. And obviously learning. More things are revealed by the end. Everybody's placed on a journey. Whereas in The Last Jedi, everything's just like, nope, you're nobody. This person's nobody. Nothing happened, and anybody can do this.
Yeah, nothing happened. Nobody's nobody. It was just your parents.
Nobody's ever really gone.
Nobody's ever really gone. If we find a way to remember them.
That could have worked if they did it right.
That's
that line.
I use that. I quote that from Seinfeld, but they quote it as obviously from Wrath of Khan.
Would you like to play a game?
Nope.
Hello, Sydney. Would you like to play a game?
No.
Wait, do you want me to do my... Hang on.
No!
Yeah, baby, it's me, the love doctor. I'm here with you, baby.
No.
There's your new gimmick, bud.
You can always take the money out of his router fund.
Great.
Ah, shit.
God, don't worry, I'm getting a steak dinner out of this shit.
Am I gonna have to cook?
No.
Oh.
I ain't waiting 6 years to get the steak dinner.
I just made what the hell did I make tonight? I made a damn pot pie tonight. That shit was delicious.
I didn't even have dinner yet.
Hey man,
I made pumpkin roast. I haven't eaten dinner yet.
I had dinner. Dinner was all ready by like 5. I had it all done. Trays, ours, boom, everything was done.
I'm still in my work clothes.
Me too.
I put sweatpants back on for the show because I had to go to the store, so I put jeans on so I could feel like a human being. And yeah,
you want those Jordache jeans?
No, I don't wear the mom jeans, man.
See that little picture of Tap? He's still having his dinner.
Yep, with my sombrero and everything.
Ole. Hey, let's get into this game, Monica.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Is everybody here with us? Somebody has an echo. I don't know who it is, but it's
you.
It's not me.
Not me.
Is it me?
I hear echoes from all of you, actually.
So do I.
Okay, which one of y'all has the really
Ladies
good
and gentlemen,
truck?
tonight's show's been brought to you by technology.
Oh, there's $4. Man, I'm gonna go broke.
You can sponsor a new router today. Wait, are we still echoing since he's gone?
No.
See, so now we know where the echo came from. It's from Nick Wi-Fi.
I bet he's got his volume on.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, because it showed that the microphone lost connection.
Me and StreamYard are gonna fight. It says, when I'm coming,
You better pin that bitch down.
when
Bang her over that barrel.
when I'm coming back in, it says pro tip: try plugging in a cable instead of streaming from Wi-Fi.
Dude, I imagine my debut on YouTube being a lot more.
Of course it did.
Here I
Jeez,
am,
even StreamYard's giving you our advice.
And I'm like, bitch, I bought a 75-foot Ethernet cable and I only needed 51.
Did you make sure it's plugged in all the way?
Yes, God damn it, yes, I plugged it in all the way.
Well, I'm just saying you have
Blow it off
cats and a
first.
kid that can pull cords. That's all I was saying, asshole.
Did you, did you plug it into the Ethernet port or the USB port?
He don't know the difference.
God
Wait.
damn.
There's a difference.
Oh, and I'm just gonna say yes, ma'am.
We're up to $4 on this PTW.
Oh,
Wow.
oh shit. All right, so what do you got, Mike?
Okay, so I am going to read a quote, and you have to tell me what Star Wars film it's from. Pete, the echo is from you.
How is it for me?
Mute
Do you have your
screen.
volume on?
Like go to YouTube and mute that video.
That's what I was doing, and I kept getting that dang delay, man. And
Yeah. Mute if you got the YouTube window open
Yep.
to monitor yourself. Mute that always.
Yeah. What you want to
Okay.
do is go on over there and mute that damned window.
That's King of the
And,
Hill. I
and
know
while
that
you're
Star
all
Wars
at
movie.
it, bitch slap that like button down in the chat.
Yeah.
Simple request for a simple man.
Yep, that's right. Because
Now
God
everyone
knows
drink a sip of water.
I can do
I'm
that.
always the first. Okay.
There you go.
Now that-
That's what I'm talking about.
there you
Bitch slap
Now
that
that-
like button. All right.
All right.
Now
Monica?
that the echo is gone, we can start. So, did you catch that? No?
Yeah.
Yes. You're gonna. It's Star Wars trivia.
Yep.
Yeah. So it
I'm
is
not
not
gonna
the
be there
Disney Star Wars.
And she
Yay.
excludes the shit wars movies for us too, which is
Nice.
amazing.
Yeah.
Might know something.
Do you want to do all 25 of these?
We can see how it goes. We'll
See how she goes.
yeah.
Alrighty. Okay, number 1. Traveling through space ain't like dusting crops, farm boy.
New Hope.
New Hope.
Yay.
Should we try to go in order?
Yeah.
No,
you can
you guys can just spit them out.
shout them out
Okay.
as we get them.
That's what she said.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Wah, wah.
Number 2. Lost a planet, Master. Obi-Wan has. How embarrassing.
Attack of the
Attack of the
Clones.
Clones.
So, Attack of the Clones.
Number 3. Will, you still with us?
I am. I had to go on a beer run. Sorry.
Okay. Number 3. Aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper?
New Hope.
Oh, New
Mag
Hope.
and me.
Mag.
Your ass.
Hey, wait, look who just showed up in the chat. We gotta take a minute. Hi.
Oh.
Hey.
I gotta say it. Hang on. The echo's back.
It's you,
No, it's not. I don't have YouTube open. Hi.
Will.
Well,
What did I do?
hi, Chris Weeks. Hi, Chris. How you doing there, bud? It's me, Taco
He's
Tuesday.
echoing.
Checking in here, bud. Yeah. I'll come down there and I'll ruin your mythos in a minute, baby. You don't know what you want because I haven't given it to you yet. Because I'm Taco Tuesday. And I'm gonna fuck Thor right up.
Yeah.
All right.
And those nipples are getting hard, I bet. Right, Chris?
I'm uncomfortable.
That's what she said. All right.
Okay.
Okay, Mike.
Number 4. He's holding a thermal detonator.
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi.
Jabba's palace scene.
I know. I had to ask Pete for one earlier because I didn't
I'm
remember.
probably not gonna get any of these.
I got all of the New Hope ones, actually, surprisingly often. I feel like I should get a cookie for that, but
I watched a lot of the new
Okay.
Star Wars movies, but they didn't really keep my interest. Which I'm guessing there's a theme here about that.
Yeah.
You're a blind fan of the logo or the franchise, like they want you to be. Are you saying you just like the good movies? You're in the right
I
company.
used to watch them like back in like all the old school ones and like the mid '90s ones, and then after that, like, yeah, I kind of quit watching them, and I don't know.
You're more into like the superhero genre type stuff and the
Yeah,
sci-fi.
yeah,
'Cause
definitely.
I know you you're a Doctor Who fan too, aren't you?
Nope.
You know, you're not okay. I didn't know if you were because I know Adam. You know Doctor Who.
I
pretty
used to
well.
be. I used to be a fan. I'm not a fan of whatever this Doctor Woke is. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
I am a
Okay.
big Dragon Ball Z fan, so if you ever have that on the show, I'm your guy.
I
LMP
used to
can
watch.
hear you.
I used to watch LM. Well, you know what? I feel that we're gonna have LMP is gonna be a guest on here soon too. If we can lock him down, we'll get LMP in. We might have to call La Migra, but we'll get him. We'll get him.
Oh,
We'll get his ass.
We'll get him. We'll get him. We'll call the Migra. All right, Monica, go ahead.
okay. Number 5. I sense great fear in you, Skywalker. You have hate, you have anger, but you don't use them.
Turn or
Well, that was Jar Jar Binks, right?
Phantom of the Menace.
That's Attack of
Empire
the Clones.
is that
That was-
Attack of the Clones?
Yeah, Count Dooku said that.
Oh,
No.
okay, that's right.
No, it's
Wait, you
Revenge
sure?
of the Sith.
Is it really? Oh, fuck.
Well, that was
I
Yoda.
was thinking
Anyway.
that was the big showdown between Anakin and. Okay, all right. Yeah, you're right.
I'm saying I can tell you exactly who said it.
I screwed up. Count Dooku said it.
Is that who it was?
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's when they had my Geonosis.
No, it's right in the beginning when they were having the final duel on the
On the ship.
Oh,
The capital
had to
ship.
crash into the planet. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. The Battle of Coruscant, wasn't it?
Yep, that one.
Yeah. Yep.
On the command ship.
It's P who's echoing.
No, it's not. I don't have
Yes,
YouTube.
it is.
How
We
do
can-
I?
All your shits are muteds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm fucking telling you.
Chris said how words are hard. Hello, my co-pilot. Hey, buddy.
I'll put it up on the screen.
I get to be his co-pilot because you're not allowed in the cockpit.
Yeah.
Okay, number 6. Why you stuck up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf?
Empire
Strikes
Back.
All right, oh Jesus Christ, Anakin, you're breaking my heart, and you're going down a
Revenge of
path
the
I
Sith.
cannot
Who's
follow.
the Sith?
I can't read my own handwriting half the time.
You brought him.
My heart.
You brought him here to kill
You
me.
underestimate my sadness.
And hey, look, it worked out pretty good for her, dying of sadness because now she's
He has
Thor.
Lost the will
Right.
to live.
Love and Thunder.
I was loving Thor, loving legumes.
Yep, Love and Lagoons.
Kevin Thor.
We should make our own Star Wars fan film in which the end everybody dies, and in the fans it says the fans have lost the will to live.
Yeah.
Their heart just wasn't strong enough.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
New Hope.
Mac and me.
You hope I knew that one because I
Yep.
laughed at that part.
It is. It's good.
Yep.
We all wish we had that trick too.
It's
Lando
called
not
roofies.
what?
Another-
God.
Dude,
What'd you say?
He says it's called roofies.
All right. Lando's not a system, he's a man.
Empire Strikes Back.
Back.
Okay, number 10. It's a trap.
Return of the
Jedi.
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 Return of the Jedi.
All right. When 900 years old, you
Star Wars.
look as good. You
Jedi.
will not.
It was Jedi.
Return of the
I was
Jedi.
right though. I said Star Wars.
Well, unfortunately, you have to specify for this game, so we're gonna take back a point. No, I'm
It's
just
one large saga.
That was the second Star Wars, right?
yes.
That was the one with the big robot, right?
Is it the one with the laser swords and the spaceships that go pew 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 pew?
Oh, I'm gonna call him that now. Laser.
Greedo shot first.
Wizard.
Wizard.
Space wizards.
Okay. The dark side of the Force is the pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yep.
Revenge of the Sith. Mhm.
Have I ever told
That
you?
opera scene, damn it.
Have I ever told you the tragedy of Darth Kennedy, the
The
not
opera
so
scene in which I
wise?
can't understand what's going on ever. When I'm trying to watch the actual opera, I'm like, what is going
Why
on?
were you watching the opera?
Because the opera sounds like the
Because
Dark
when you
Crystal.
watch a movie so many times and you've seen
Yes.
everything, you start looking in the background for other things, and then you see the actual opera, and it's like it looks like they're looking at a bowl of sea monkeys.
No, that's it. That's the point where you become the Thomas the Train meme, and you're like, at that point, Thomas had seen everything he needed to see. And
Okay.
it's time to go.
Mhm. Speaking of Thomas, did y'all see that gif of the spider, demonic spider looking Thomas the Tank Engine?
No.
Dude, it's creepy as
Yeah,
hell.
well, you need to share it.
Yeah.
No,
I have to find it.
Yep.
No.
You gotta find
I'll
that.
find it.
Maybe the
Find that.
spider tried to attack me earlier.
Gotta
Find that.
give my
and
son
send it to me.
nightmares for the next week and a half.
Ugh.
All right, Monica. What else we got? Let's go.
Okay. I suggest a new strategy are to let the Wookiee win.
That's
New
New
Hope.
A New
Hope.
Hope.
Pete, you were not allowed to answer that one.
Ah, shit! I forgot. I'm high. I'm sorry.
Whatever. Okay, Obi-Wan has taught you well.
Empire Strikes
Empire.
Back.
That's
Empire.
the bridge battle.
No. Wait, it's Last Jedi.
Battle at Cloud City.
I mean, I
Yeah,
meant to say the Return of the
bridge on,
Jedi.
the bridge on Cloud City where he cuts his hand off.
Mm.
It is Return of the Jedi.
Yes, I was right. Suckers.
Fuck, I could have sworn he said it in Empire too. Okay.
No.
I am the king.
I stand
The
correct.
king. Supreme. That's
I'm gonna hang it. Go
I
ahead,
love
Monica.
Midnight's Edge.
Oh
Me
my
too.
god! Hey, they just had a really good Sony Spider-Man video though. So
Yeah,
be
was it
sure to go.
good?
Yes,
Did
it
you
was.
love it?
I did, and I did not comment though because I don't want to get mad at me and think I'm talking shit again. I'm trying to keep the hope alive. I'm
It's
keeping
all
the
right.
dream
We know
alive.
you still love him.
I do. I do.
Okay. Awkward. Okay.
No, I have no problem expressing my love for Andre.
Great shot, kid. That was 1 in a million.
New Hope.
New Hope.
There is good in him. I felt it. That's what she said.
Return of the Jedi. She beat us to it.
Yep.
All right. Luke, I don't want to lose you to the Emperor the way I lost Vader. I cannot read my own handwriting.
It's Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi.
And it's not. It is
That's
Empire.
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 Yeah,
That's
that's
Empire.
Empire.
God damn it.
Just-
Oh, Tap is fired. What happened?
Shit. I can hear you.
Okay.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Yep.
Am I still fired?
What?
I'm gonna collect that unemployment check. Fuck y'all.
No, bitch, you're 1099. You ain't getting no unemployment.
Okay. We good? Everybody good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Luke, you can destroy the Emperor. He has foreseen this. It is your destiny. Join me, and together we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
Empire.
Empire.
Stop topping me, Pete.
I hate you. There, here's another banner for you.
580.
He's rehired, yep.
Empire.
So fired, he's rehired.
You don't know how hard I found it signing the order to terminate your life.
New Hope.
Midnight's Edge.
Smacking me.
Oh my god.
Samurai cop.
Uh,
Oh my god.
it was a new hope.
Yes.
Okay. Number 20. Great kid, don't get cocky.
You said that one already.
New Hope. No, he said that's 1 in a million.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That's the one that they're gonna find the TIE fighter.
New Hope, yeah.
The
Yeah.
same movie though.
There,
Yeah.
here. I'll just put that up there. There. How about that? There. Let's all have a good laugh. There we go.
Are you done?
Yeah,
Are you
I'm
done?
done.
Yep.
I'm
Are
done.
you done feeling sorry for yourself?
No, I keep doing that shit all night.
Okay.
All right, next one.
Don't call me a mindless philosopher, you overweight glob of grease.
New Hope.
That was a New Hope.
The
Good
what?
job, Adam.
Thank
It
you.
was.
Yeah, good job.
Apparently, it's when they're. I don't know where they're at. I can send you.
Don't call me
picture
a
of
mindless
it.
philosophy. You overweight glop grease. Now come on, before someone sees you.
Yes.
Secret
Oh,
mission.
that part.
What plan? What are you talking about? I'm not getting in there. Oh no, I'm going to regret this.
Yes.
Sorry.
You win.
Manning the
Evil
escape pod.
3PO.
Yep.
Nice.
He was evil all along.
3PO's gonna do a fucking heel turn.
Yeah, that's going to be the big reveal. He was the bad guy all along. Nobody knew it.
He takes his
It
hood
was
off.
me, Austin. It was me all
I could see
along.
them doing some dumb
It
shit
was
like
me
that
all
too.
along.
What got away with
Someone
it?
needs to
It
do
wasn't
a
you
meme of
meddling
that.
kids.
I want to see. I know. I want to see somebody like
And
shaking
that
their
Wookiee
fist.
too.
Yeah, and Chewie's gonna die this episode.
Yeah,
They're gonna
and
kill-
I'm not
they're
going
Yep.
to support
They
that.
need to kill as many as they can.
Yep, they're gonna kill Chewie. They're gonna cuck
Well,
Lando out
Lando's
and
fucked
kill
for
him.
sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's only got a couple minutes of screen time. They're gonna fucking treat him like Admiral
He's
Akbar.
going to die of cirrhosis of liver and just covered in a bunch of Colt 45 bottles.
I was just gonna say he'll be like, "Hi, I'm Lando Calrissian. Just because I'm out in space doesn't mean I'm not drinking my Colt 45. I'm cooler than the other side of the motherfucking pillow."
But does he have 2 zigzags with it?
He does have Colt 45 and 2 zigzags, baby. That's all we need.
Yeah, we're good.
Oh.
I like zigzags.
But do
I
you like
prefer White
Midnight's
Owl.
Edge?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I wish Alex was here. He would've been-
He's working. Thank God. I can't take any more of this abuse.
I know a guy
But
who
he
loves
does watch the
Midnight's
playback.
Edge.
Normally I pay I have to pay for this much abuse. It's
So
expensive. It's way more expensive than this, but oh my god. So I think Adam was the hands down winner of the game.
There's still 4 more questions.
Oh, there's still 4. Okay,
Okay.
well, let's go.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so I definitely lost.
Even I knew a couple of them, so yeah, you definitely lose.
Yeah, I'm
You
horrible.
just rubbed him on it.
We're gonna rewatch.
Jeez.
I know.
Kick a man when he's down, why don't you?
I'm sorry, I
Ruthless.
never know these answers, so I was really excited.
You turned her into a ruthless villain. This is all our fault, ladies and gentlemen. We did this to her.
I made her do a heel turn.
Well, you
You
said I
turned
came
her
back with
into
a
it.
vengeance, so
Into an evil Sith.
okay.
She's got the Sith eyes.
Aw. All right. The Force is strong with you. A powerful Sith you will become. Henceforth, you
Revenge
shall
of the
be
Sith.
known as
Bret Hardy.
Lord Vader. Rise, Lord
Rise.
Vader.
Rise.
Show
Blah,
no
blah, blah,
mercy.
blah, blah.
Do what must be done.
I know. I feel like Pete should be reading these so you can do it in the
Get on Midnight's Edge. Blah. Sorry. Do what must be done and get on that Midnight's
You
Edge.
must go to the Dagobah system.
There you will
buy a
find
new
Andre.
router.
No, Robot Shlomo Robot Shlomo lives in the Dagobah system. He's the one living in Dagobah. He'd be like the Jedi. No, it's Andre. Who we kidding?
Roll him up.
All right.
Okay. You can't win, Darth. Strike me down, and I will become more powerful than
New
you
Hope.
could possibly imagine.
You
Laugh it up, Fuzzball.
Empire.
Laugh it up, Fuzzball. Empire.
Okay, the last one. The Force is strong with this one.
New Hope.
Nope.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm disappointed though. I didn't hear the greatest line of all time. Now this is pod racing.
He was this blind man, right? He was feeling his way down the street with this stick, right? Hey, he walked
You're
past
wrong,
the
dude.
fish market, you know what I'm saying? Fish market. He stopped, he took a deep breath, he said,
There we go.
You're wrong, Tap. The greatest line in all of Star Wars. The greatest line in all of Star Wars is, "Are you an angel? They're on Dago, I think."
God. I heard the pilots talk about.
Well, it worked because he slayed that pussy later. He got
Yeah.
kids out of it.
And my name is Anakin.
Anakin, look, man.
Ain't gonna work out.
Yeah. I wonder if she felt dirty in that, man. Because
Bulba. Kumatama Tawa.
Go for that ass. No.
Oh shit! You're gonna make me pull up some Anakin Sky. Hey, okay, Google.
Sleemy Dolpot, Slimo.
Play me some Anakin Skywalker quotes. I wonder who I'm going to get, John Legend or the girl this time. So what do we got next here on the docket for the articles?
Teenagers by My Chemical Romance. Sure.
What the frick?
What the fuck is what's on My Chemical Romance?
I'm not that big in emo music, but I mean,
I don't know how it got My Chemical Romance out of Anakin Skywalker.
Sure. I don't know. Think about it, Pete. Think about it for a minute.
I do have a lot of crazy off the wall stuff, but I truly do not have any My Chemical Romance.
It's not on your special emo list?
No.
You're not a fan?
That's Depeche Mode.
Oh, see, I like Depeche Mode.
I love Depeche Mode, man. That's good stuff right there.
I'll rep the shit out of synth pop. I don't even care.
Oh, I listen to your stuff.
Oh, that's $5.
I know.
$5. You get a router. You get a router. Everybody gets a router.
Fuck, I need
That
one.
man is dead.
And you get a router.
Yeah.
Or just a headset to do.
There we go.
There,
Hey, Petey, $5 make you holler.
$5 make me holler. Shit. Usually, okay, we can do
hanging
$5.
on $5, make me holla.
Holla. Hey, so we hired this dude, and all he does is go around and holler at bitches for you.
That is what we're up to. $5 freaking.
That's bad.
Yeah, it's an hour in. I said
bad.
payday was Friday. Come on now.
That's bad. Why
Yeah.
do we want? We don't want the Screen Rant article. Yeah, we do. There we go.
Pete, I'll
Is that what it is?
I think we got this covered. It's the one that we don't want to patron anymore, right? We're done with them.
Well, you know, honestly, I was gonna stop. I've done a couple videos on their articles because, goddamn, I hate we got this covered. But unfortunately, they've hit the nail on the head a couple times. But like I said, a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. So
uses his nose.
Say that one more
broken
time.
clock is right twice a day.
yep. Even a blind squirrel can find a nut, man. Yep, just uses his nose. Like that blind man walking down the street and he finds that fish market.
Hell yeah.
So
Oh God.
Awkward.
nah.
What side of town you walking down though?
Don't you believe it?
He's out along the pier. Down by the wharf. Down by the wharf, not to be confused with Lieutenant Worf. And that's like literally the extent of my Star Wars knowledge. No, I watched the Next Generation. Star Trek. Yeah, wow, that's a good slip right there.
The newer Star Trek movies with like Chris Pine and stuff are pretty sweet.
Did you see? I watched I watched the first one. I didn't see Into Darkness.
Yeah, man.
I got them all, man. I like them, and I'm not like a huge Trekkie or anything like that. I just like action movies.
And see, that's what they were made for. And I can understand businesses doing that. It's a great segue into more Star Wars speak here.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand getting more butts and seats. In a case like Star Trek, the fans were dwindling after Star Trek Nemesis. All right, because it was a terrible movie, and a lot of people stopped watching. And those movies are supposed to be made for general audiences, not just Trekkies. But they had abandoned most of the Trekkies, so their best decision was to make a movie that even people that don't know anything about Star Trek can watch the Star Trek movie with Chris Pine. And it's perfectly serviceable. I don't feel like it disrespects the universe. I don't feel like it disrespects the original cast. I think all the actors did a good job playing those roles. Some of them were doing impressions, and then people like Chris Pine was doing his own thing, and it all gelled well together. So that I can understand. But in a case of something like Star Wars, where you have multiple ages, multiple fans, boys and girls, all kinds of people already watching it. You didn't need to bring in any nudie audiences. So when you were trying to cater to a certain specific of people that aren't into Star Wars anyway, that's where you blowed it. You blew it.
Well, simply, if it's not broken, don't fix it. You know.
In a case like that, you really didn't need to fix it. It was already. Some people
Exactly.
thought it was broken already. It kind of wasn't. You know, I mean, there's people that dislike the prequels, and that's fine. I think they're perfectly good movies.
Yes,
I don't
they
think
are.
they're as good as the originals, but I also acknowledge that George Lucas is not that fantastic of a director. He's a good storyteller, but had he brought in different people to get performances or maybe do some massive rewrites on the dialogue, I think we'd be having a different conversation. Also, I think some of his choices were not very good. I think we should have started with Anakin directly as a Padawan and left off all of the backstory about where they found him and all that. You could have wrapped all that up in a conversation. You know, the entire first movie, you could have just wrapped that up in a conversation. But hey, we got pod racing, so.
See, I like the Phantom Menace because it set up all the it laid so much groundwork, man, and you got a lot of you just got a lot of cool stuff, and I liked the Trade Federation, like the politics and the Senate stuff in there. I thought it was cool. I don't like real politics, but I like Star Wars politics.
Well, also we were older when we were watching it too. I mean, if you're trying to bring in an audiences of 9-year-olds, they're gonna be like, what's a tariff? What's a trade federation? What does federation
I doubt most
mean?
kids were asking,
And
but
that
I
would be
sure
my
as hell
kid.
didn't ask.
Yeah.
I just enjoyed the ride.
It was like Adam and I were older when that
What's a
came out.
droidica?
You freaks! How
Like,
dare you be older than me?
But no, I'm just like
Old men
so
up
like
in here.
we got more of that stuff when it came
I'm
out,
not
like the
that old.
political stuff. The
Don't
political
think.
stuff, you know. Like, but I'm just saying, like, Tap, I'm like what 10? I'm like at least 10 years because you're like 28, so I'm like 10.
Don't break your hip, man.
Yeah, I'm
Talk-
11 years older.
Am I in the middle again?
Yes, you are. We're making a Monica sandwich again.
All my life.
But you're always
Anyway, though,
you're always the queen bee around here, so you know.
Yeah, there you go.
until LMP shows up, just you wait. Just you wait.
She'll be,
Battle of the Queens.
Yep.
he
I'm not a
represents.
queen. I don't count as a queen.
Should we hashtag LMP the gay community in
Yep.
the in the chat?
Mhm.
Hashtag the gay community in the chat.
Oh no.
Oh, this
No.
Friday's gonna be something else.
Oh, who's all on the fan cast? What are we doing Friday night? Are we going to try to get a
I think
watch
we should
party?
talk about Friday the 13th stuff, man. Just
Yeah.
dedicate the whole thing to the
I'm down with that.
Friday
for
the
that.
13th franchise because there's good movies in that franchise. Not very many of them, but there's ones that are worth talking about. You know, I already know which one my favorite is.
Just all the originals.
Yep. I
Yeah, none of the reboots, just like 1 through 8 or whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Dude, what was it? The remake of that in 2009. Oh my god. What a shit show.
You guys remember
We
the
could
one
even talk about Friday the
like
13th as
Jason
series.
X or something
Yeah.
like that.
What's that, Will?
The one where he was like in space or something like that.
Yeah,
Jason
Jason
X.
X.
Yeah. What the hell?
Dude, that was just funny. I just watched that because I'm like,
That one
okay.
could be a watch party.
Oh,
Definitely.
yeah.
Mhm.
There we go. I'm
That
game.
was- we still have some business at hand though. We have Unicorn Store to watch.
Yep.
We need to lock down a date. And then my
You don't understand though, Pete. Marijuana is not legal in the state of Florida, so I don't know if I can participate in Unicorn Store.
I am also sober, Adam, so we can just act like we're gonna watch
I
it
will.
and then
Ooh.
fail.
Adam,
Oh.
Technical difficulties, buddy.
Oh,
Adam, I'll mail you some edibles now.
there you
Jesus
go.
Christ!
I want some
Really good
edibles. You
room.
still got to sell me some
I'll mail you some edibles, man.
because I want to
I'm-
be prepared for
I'm
when
way
that day
above-
comes.
I'm way above you mailing edibles. So
She
I'm
wants
like, I might
pierogies.
get still.
Monica wants pierogies
Get
first.
some of them doobies.
Wait.
The-
Doobie pierogies. I'm
Pierogies?
so confused.
Pot pierogies? No, just regular pierogies.
Oh damn! I was
What
gonna
about
say,
some hoagies though?
I
no,
don't
but
want them laced because you know I'm gonna take them to work and eat them. That's
Yep.
not good.
I
Well,
could
wait a
make-
minute. Don't pierogies have potatoes in them? Because see, I'm on
Yes.
keto. I'm on
Yes.
keto now, so I can't eat those.
oh,
Wait, no.
Well,
you can-
I'll eat yours.
You
Okay.
can put other stuff in them too.
But it's still inside of a noodle, which are made
Yeah.
of flour. So
Yeah,
bacon.
true.
It's gotta
keto
have-
doesn't do flour. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Sorry, Adam.
No problem. By the way, I've lost 12 pounds this week, motherfucker.
Yeah, dude, I saw that.
Yay.
Congratulations, man. That's big. That's really
Nice.
big.
For only being on the
brother.
diet for 3 weeks, that's like, wow.
That's a good average, bro. You're
Yeah.
losing 4 pounds a week, man. That's good.
So I gotta stay serious about this shit.
Yep.
So.
Good for you, man.
I'm
Good for you.
fairly
That's it.
certain I'm getting a beer gut, so that's not good.
Oh,
If you
Will.
want some more, let me know. I'll give you all mine. You can have
Will,
it.
since I left the ring, I was 240, 245 when I quit. I'm like 215, and I got a little bit of a dad bod thing going. But
Hey, the
Oh,
dad
you
bod's in,
poor
though.
baby. Wow.
What's that?
215.
The dad bod is in. That's the thing right now.
It's a good thing I'm already married.
Jeez, Pete, 215. How do you get through the door, you lard ass?
You fat, right? You fat.
Yeah, but
Oh, this is sad.
Like, you're like, hey, faggot, where'd you get that shirt?
Will knew me before.
Fuck.
Oh yeah, you were in like pretty good shape, man. I mean, I've always been a small guy, so, and I've
Yeah,
always
I
gotten
feel
crap
that.
for that too, like working on the indie scene and everything. And that kind of sucked, but I mean, whatever. But
That's my
I think
problem.
I'm great.
I like to eat, man.
This segment brought to you by Midnight's Edge.
Oh, fuck you, Tap.
Midnight's Edge buffets.
Oh my
Yep.
god.
You'll pay for those who, but all you need is the edge. The edge.
Is that a real thing? Because I'm down for a Midnight's Edge buffet.
That would be an awesome idea, actually.
I'll just go to a strip club.
They do have Midnight's
For the
Edge
buffet.
after dark. I don't
Me-
think it's a
No,
buffet,
I
though.
want food. I want food.
You always
Mere
want
word
food.
cannot describe the depth of my hatred for you right now, Kyle.
Covetous Jew.
Goddamn Kyle. All right. So let's get out with this. Rianne Johnson was disappointed by Empire Strikes Back article. Shall we?
Share,
Shall
screen
we?
share.
Do we
Screen share.
have to? Are you
Screen
giving
share.
us an option?
No,
Right?
never.
Go for it.
I am.
And
Chris
we're
Wicks
gonna
has
be up
the white
There.
flags and the rainbows up here. I'm not sure what he's trying to tell us.
to the gay community.
It's a mystery.
It's the gay community.
Oh, okay.
Unicorn farts.
It's
There's
hashtag.
no LMP, though.
It's where
Yep.
I figured LMP. Is he working tonight? I figured he'd pop into the chat. He usually does.
He's probably asleep.
He's too
Or
busy
working on his
at
Legos.
the rainbow
He's-
flag factory.
He's working on his Legos. He's passed out under a little Lego tree, taking a siesta, just sleeping.
Yep.
Ay, Dios mío, I'm exhausted.
That's one of the best parts about having a 6-year-old is you get to play with Legos again, and there's a good excuse for it, you know.
Shit, like I need an excuse.
Dude,
Right?
my
My only
kids,
excuse right now is
Right.
Legos are damn expensive.
my kids at school
Yeah.
during the day, and sometimes I'll be like, if I'm done with all my shit, I'm like, I'm gonna sit here and build. I started building that prison when he was at school. I built that big ass like Lego prison.
Hell yeah, dude. Why not?
You
You know,
gotta
I mean,
start holding your ass out on the street for Lego money. I mean,
I'm telling you, dude, I bought a fucking total like 3,000 of them for like $50.
I don't remember last time I bought Legos, so probably not since high school. But I would. I mean, they're badass. It's just I every time I look at them, I'm like, nope, don't have $300 today. Sorry,
I-
buy this set.
I posted a picture of that.
you gotta work
it's-
it into the budget.
Oh, there is no budget when it comes to Legos.
It's that
It's
Lego.
called "Do I want to eat this week or not?" You know?
That's why they make ramen noodles, though.
Shit.
Oh, gross.
Ooh. Yeah. Ooh.
I mean, there's
Top
Campbell soup
ramen.
too, but I mean that's.
So,
I mean, a loaf of bread and some eggs are cheaper than
yep.
most.
Mhm.
A little healthier too.
It
A
is.
little bit. We stress
I
a little.
I saw that Slave One. I posted that picture of Boba Fett ship, Slave One, the Lego one. When I was
Not
at
too
Walmart.
crazy about the name, though.
Yeah, that's problematic, and we changed that.
Oh yeah, that's gonna cause some issues.
Yeah, we can't
Yep.
call that ship Slave One anymore.
Watch me.
Call it Slave
Exactly.
Two.
Let's,
So,
let's call it the forcibly detained one.
force.
Somebody put the manhole cover back on the slave one. Fuck off.
It's a people cover on the forcibly detained
What
one.
the fuck ever.
Yeah, no, bitch, that's a manhole cover
I
on
am
Slave.
people.
Moving on.
Like people.
Nothing to see here. Move along. Move along.
So this is from Screen Rant's Chris Agar today. Last Jedi's Rianne Johnson was disappointed by Empire Strikes Back when he first saw it. Look at this cherub soy face right here, and he's got Marae Sue behind him. You
You know,
know,
his head reminds me of like he was born, he grew hair, and the rest of his body grew, but his head stayed exactly the same.
he has
That's
a
what it reminds
toddler.
me
He has like a toddler
of. He
head.
does. He totally has a toddler head. Yeah.
It's the baby face filter on Snapchat.
He should have a plug in his mouth
That's
right
what
now.
it is. Yeah.
Except for my baby face filter looks the exact same as my real face, so that's disappointing.
Ryan,
Aw.
Ryan Johnson. You said he should have a plug in his mouth. Well,
Yes, the pacifier. Yeah.
Well,
Hold on, I'll fix it for you right now.
how do you think
I'm working on it.
how do you think he got the job in the first place? He definitely put
Oh,
it in
no.
his mouth to get that job because he is a
Oh,
shitty
no.
fucking director. Why? What happened? Is it my tangent again? Fuck Ryan Johnson and his round head. Fuck.
I
Oh,
agree
we just lost Pete. Can you hear him? I can't hear Pete anymore.
What?
Wow.
Wait, I was putting a
We
filter
had
on it.
all sorts of problems tonight.
All right. So the Last Jedi director Rian Johnson reveals how disappointed by The Empire Strikes Back he was when he saw it as a little soy-based child.
Soybean.
Though it's considered arguably the best film in the Star Wars franchise, there was a point in time when the reaction to Empire was much more divisive. And if anybody watched, I can't remember who did the video on this, but somebody looked it up on Twitter, and somebody from Twitter looked it up and did like a whole it wasn't Data Racer, it was somebody like that though. And they looked up the articles, and they even made a YouTube video about it on how Empire was received when it came out, and it was well received for the most part. It
That's what
wasn't.
I'm gonna say. Like, okay, it came out. Empire came out in '81. So I was born in '74. So it'd have been
Like 7.
well, yeah. Well, I saw.
Math is hard. Math is hard, buddy.
I have to back up a little bit, yeah, because I think I was like 3 or 4 when I saw like New Hope, and it was a re-release when I saw it. It wasn't the first time it came around when they took me to see it. So I did see A New Hope first, and then I saw, and they showed it in the theaters just a little bit before Empire came back out. So, but when I saw Empire, I would have been in like first grade. And all my friends loved it. I mean, we couldn't stop talking about the damn movie, how much we loved it.
Yeah,
so unless older people were complaining about it, kids were definitely not complaining about it.
No, there was, like I said, man, there was no major divisiveness on this film. You know, it was well received.
If anything, I think people might have been surprised at how dark it went, because it is a very dark movie compared to. Well, no, Return of the Jedi has some pretty dark things too, but yeah, compared to A New Hope, it's definitely a darker movie.
Yeah, because the stakes are higher.
The stakes are higher, exactly. You have some pretty shocking reveals in that movie, but you leave it on such a cliffhanger to where it's like you can't fucking wait to go back. I'm not going to go on the tangent. I want Pete to finish the article first.
Like what happened to poor Captain Nita? Oh my God! Damn!
Right? Yeah,
I see that coming.
We'll come back to that. We'll come back to
Captain Nita.
No, though.
All right, let's see. It says, following the whiz-bang space opera of A New Hope, many were surprised by the darker turns Empire took, such as Han Solo being frozen carbonite and Luke Skywalker learning the horrifying truth about his father. Additionally, the film ended on a downer cliffhanger, leaving some feeling unfulfilled. Empire's reputation drastically improved in the years since, becoming the gold standard for Hollywood franchise sequels. Every other property has tried to make their Empire Strikes Back. It's amusing to know that the film wasn't always held in such a high regard. Even someone who would go on to make his own divisive Star Wars movie wasn't particularly enamored with it when he first watched it in his youth. And let's see. In an interview with Uproxx to promote Knives Out, Johnson touched on his relationship to The Empire Strikes Back. It eventually became his favorite one, but after his first viewing, he wasn't a big fan. But as a kid, I distinctly remember being disappointed by The Empire Strikes Back. There was no green titty milk. When When
He was abused as a child.
When Johnson's The Last Jedi became one of the most polarizing films of the decade nearly 2 years ago, many remarked how the response was similar to initial Empire reactions. I know that's bull.
No.
I'm going to call bullshit right there.
Even I wouldn't. I don't believe that.
No, not even close. That's conjecture. Johnson himself was hesitant to play up the comparison in the interview, but the parallels are definitely there. Again, no, the fuck they're not. Fans were disappointed by some of Johnson's creative choices, to put it mildly, which subverted many expectations people had going into the film. No, it didn't subvert expectations. It was just shit filmmaking, and it was
You
lazy.
notice how they keep saying these things, but there's no links to prove that
No.
any of this ever happened? Yeah, go ahead, continue reading. We'll come back to this.
Some maintain the belief that The Last Jedi's own reputation will improve once The Rise of Skywalker comes out and people can view it within the full context of the sequel trilogy. Again, I'm calling bullshit because it's a disjointed trilogy. It's not a coincidence Empire became the high bar for Star Wars after Return of the Jedi wrapped up in the original trilogy, and viewers could see it all come together. So what they're alluding to is that after The Rise of Skywalker comes out, that we're going to look back at The Last Jedi and be like, boy, that's a great fucking movie. Wrong. Let me stop you right there. Wrong.
That's not true, because as long as The Room exists, that will be the superior movie.
Oh, Lisa.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Johnny.
Yo,
I did
tell me
not
to
hit
call
her.
the
It's
leader.
bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not.
I did
Oh,
not.
hi, Mark.
So, hey, Mark,
Oh,
how's your
hi,
sex
Mark.
life? How's your sex life, Mark?
Anyways, whether or not that happens,
Whether or not that happens obviously remains to be seen, but Johnson's case is encouraging that perhaps some will change their views on The Last Dumpster Fire in the next few years. Of course, there will always be people displeased by the film, which is par for the course with something as massive as Star Wars. But it would be nice if The Last Jedi discourse weren't as heated and volatile as it is now. That will probably depend on what The Rise of Skywalker does to definitively end the story. So ideally, the saga will conclude on a high note, and there will be more people like Johnson, where disappointment over The Last Jedi turns to appreciation.
oh, that's a fucking stretch. That article was terrible. And that's a shame, too, because I actually like Screen Rant. Like, I read a lot of their stuff, and I use a lot of quotes there. But whoever wrote that is Shilly McShillerton. All right?
Oh, yeah.
There's no facts to back up that Empire Strikes Back was as badly received as they claim it was. I am old enough to remember when it came out. I went and saw it in theaters multiple times while it was still out. That's all bullshit. What they're saying here is bullshit. All right. Second of all, the only way that you're going to make The Last Jedi better is you're going to have to make a movie that's worse than The Last Jedi. So that'll mean that the Rise of Skywalker will have to be so terrible that we'll look back on The Last Jedi and like, oh, remember when that was the worst movie? Kind of like we do now with The Phantom Menace. Like everybody's like, oh, wow, Jar Jar Binks is no longer the worst thing that ever happened to Star Wars. It was, Rian Johnson and Rose Tico and Canto Bite and Admiral Vice Admiral Tender Studies and
What about the
BB-8,
droid attack on
the soccer ball, yeah.
Yeah, BB-8, and so yeah, I don't. Oh wow,
there's your meme right there. Have a bunch of BB-8s Photoshop attacking Wookiees.
Oh, I can do that.
And it's like they have R2-D2 just in the movie. It's a rusty ass garbage can. He's only turns on in order to move the plot forward, just long enough to move the plot forward. The rest of the show has to be delegated to BB-8 so they can sell more iPhone toys.
You know what? And somebody got my kid a BB-8 playset, the Star Wars playset.
Because they were giving them away, man.
Yep.
That's nothing. I thought
They're
about
just giving them away.
They practically were. They had them marked down to Toys R Us. I think they're marked down to like $60 at one point.
Yep, and he, we play with it and stuff. Like I said, it's funny though because he takes the Last Jedi figures that I gave him and he just throws them aside, or he has like one of those big 18-inch Kylo Ren somebody gave him and he just knocks it over. He's like, I don't like you, Kylo. And he'll knock it over. I'm like,
he's a poopy face.
Yep. Oh, he's what did he say? The one day he stepped on his face. It was like he basically curb stomped him. I'm like, Jesus.
Nice.
I didn't show you that, Trey. Nice. Where were those teachers when I was in school?
I asked myself the same thing.
No, but so
That's
I wanna touch on something here for a minute.
How old is Ryan Johnson, by the way?
Ryan Johnson?
Yeah, does anybody know what his age is? I don't feel like looking it up. I don't want to type his
40
name into
something.
my-
I want to guess. I'm gonna guess.
I think he's probably like 45 or something like that.
Okay, so about my age. All right. Yeah, I don't know where he's coming from because, like I said, everybody that I went to school with, we all equally loved Empire Strikes Back. We loved it, and we couldn't wait for Return of the Jedi. That's the
He's
way it was supposed to
45.
be.
Yep, he's
All right, so he's exactly the same age as me. So he would have been 6, 7 years old when that came out, and he would have remembered that it was not as divisive as he seems to think that it is. Some people might have not have liked the idea of Darth Vader being his dad, but it's like, holy shit, what if he was? You know what I mean? It was more frightening than anything else, other than just being disappointed.
No, it was impossible. It could have been true.
The only thing that was disappointing was seeing Han Solo frozen in carbonite, but you knew he was alive, and you knew that there was a chance to go rescue him, so that was setting up another movie. It really wasn't that. And, also he went out standing up, man. At least then he did. So, I guess technically he went out standing up when Kylo killed him, but...
he said, suck my presidential cock.
Jesus Christ.
huge.
Sorry, I had to say it.
That's okay.
He was a president at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to, save Air Force One from
Get off my
Russian
plane.
Yep.
I want my family back.
I want my family back.
I want my family back.
So the guy that doesn't understand Empire Strikes Back, that's the guy that you give your middle trilogy movie to.
Yep.
That's what we should tell Ryan Johnson when we see him. He'd be like, ugh, you just didn't understand Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Well, you just didn't understand it.
And your views on the Empire Strikes Back are problematic. I'll tell you why. You and your
Pete, you know how we're always joking about how I'm going to go see Dark Fate and you're going to go see Charlie's Angels?
Yes.
There is no way in hell I would wish any mortal enemy of mine to have to go see Knives Out whatsoever. I would not even suggest such a thing. I wouldn't even joke about it.
No. No, fuck. I was thinking about that.
The first time I saw a trailer for that in the theater, I said out loud, there was people in the theater, I didn't care. I just said, nope.
Yep.
From the director of Star Wars, The Last Jedi, and something else, Brick or something like that.
Brick.
I'm like, nope.
Brick.
Nope.
It's a Brick, Looper.
Or no, yeah, Looper. That's what they said.
Looper and The Last Jedi are his crowning achievements. And now this this SJW shit show, fucking Knives Out.
And I think all three of those words could be used to describe a bowel movement. Just saying.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
The last Looper.
I gotta take a Ryan Johnson.
A Brick.
I'm gonna wipe my.
That was The Last Jedi.
Yep. Drop
Brick house.
Drop The Last Jedi and
that was a
wipe my
10-pound
Ryan
Looper
Johnson.
right there.
10 pound. I just dropped one the
Multiple flushes.
the size of Ruin Johnson's head.
Finally, I've been sitting here for 20 minutes.
What? No, you
Hi,
weren't.
Monica.
It was at least like 7. Not kidding.
It's all right. We were talking about poo. You didn't miss
Yeah.
it.
Oh, I
Wait.
could hear you. You wouldn't let me in.
When
I
when
was
did
kind of in the same boat.
when did
He's a professional, folks.
when did this turn into the High Council? We're talking about poop.
No,
Really?
that would have to be poo stories. This is actually describing actual poo.
An actual bowel movement
Yeah, an actual bowel movement.
that involves Ryan Johnson.
But that's what I'm saying, though, man. I don't think that it kind of goes around like some people like to accuse the fandom of not being patient, not being willing to see something. It's like, well, just wait. You have to show us something. You have to, trust is not to be expected; it's to be earned. Okay, you have to show us something. You have to give us something to make us interested in the first place. Showing us Rey with a red lightsaber that looks like a blind man's cane is not going to do it. Showing us member berries for 50% of a trailer, not going to do it. Showing us a poster that looks like it was fashioned after an action figure, especially not going to do it.
Yep. That's
You have to give us something to work with. You can't just expect us to say, oh, yeah, well, we didn't like the last movie, but we'll totally like this one. It doesn't work like that. It's kind of like John
Ryan
Travolta's
Johnson.
career. Okay, like did people show up to go see the Fanatic? No. You know why? Because they still remember him from Gotti, and Gotti was terrible. And if they didn't remember him from Gotti, they remembered him from Trading Paint, and that was terrible too. And whatever movie came in between those two, his last 3 movies are 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. Therefore, they're not going to go back and just expect him to suddenly bang out a really fantastic performance. You're only as good as your last performance. And Star Wars' last performance,
That's what she
last
said.
2 performances, not so good.
Also, what she said.
Yes.
Yep.
I love it.
And this screen image is courtesy of Monica. This is
Yeah.
Made that.
It was.
this is babyface.
He looks like a
Snapchat.
Roblox character.
Yep.
He's like a retarded
He looks
Minecraft
like
character.
a human Funko Pop.
I'm
And
gonna
that's
make
what Star Wars is. If you're a fan of the brand, then yeah, you just want to buy the Funko Pops and you want to go buy the R2-D2 slippers. That's fine if that's your thing. But Star Wars fans, they just want good movies, good stories, some stuff to talk about. You know, not to whine about. We want to be excited, but you have to give us something to work with.
that's terrifying. Look at that.
That's totally a Ryan Johnson Funko Pop right there.
Look at that.
It's
I'm
his
Ryan
Snapchat
Johnson.
filter.
Send that to EVS.
It's like if he was an anime character. I think that's what he'd look like.
Oh hell no! That anime character looks way better. I've
He's
seen
like a
Alita.
tentacle monster.
I've seen Alita.
I was gonna say I've seen some. There's no. That's
No,
no.
don't insult the Japanese.
The Japanese draw much prettier women.
They had to deal with 2 atomic bombs.
They've suffered enough. Damn it!
They've endured. They've endured and they've persevered. Speaking of that, and this is the thing is like we get so busy talking about this stuff that we don't even like. You know, I mean, we love Star Wars, but like the bad. You know, we were talking about the Japanese and the war. Have any of you watched that show, The Terror?
No.
Oh my God! It is. They turned it into an anthology series, kind of like in the same vein as American Horror Story. It's on AMC Monday nights at 10.
Oh, okay.
The first season was about. It was like an Arctic expedition, but they were in ships and they took a long passage. They were trying to. I can't remember exactly where they were going, but it was like loosely based on true events. They of course sensationalized it for TV.
Of course.
They added in like a big snow monster that was like killing
Shark
everybody.
Week. Okay.
Yeah,
Based on a true story, huh?
yeah.
Have you ever watched Man in the High Castle?
Yeah, I watched
No.
the first 2 seasons of that show, and
Yeah,
I
that's
haven't
pretty
watched the
cool.
3rd one yet. It's in my queue though. I like the first season. The second season, I had a little bit of trouble following it. But yeah, I do want to see the 3rd season to see if maybe the 2nd season will make more sense to me. Because it started getting kind of confusing on the 2nd season.
I dig the concept of it though.
Me too. It's great. Yeah, it's
it
really
is.
interesting science fiction. Awesome.
Yeah, LMP's great grandfather's in it. Adolf. Oh, Adolf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Old Adolf.
Yep.
Is that his nickname?
Happy
Just old?
Adolf. No,
OLE.
Pappy Adolf.
Hey, Taco Tuesday's playing Pappy Adolf in a new movie.
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yeah. Taco Tiki
Tuesday. Tiki Torch.
Hey,
I laugh every time.
Taco Titty Taka.
Taka Titty Kaka.
Chakaka.
No, really, but yeah.
Gratata.
Dude, right there, we could make that another watch party. Watch Beavis and Butthead do America.
Dude, I
Yep.
don't even need a
Hell
watch
yeah.
party for that. I'll just watch it.
Yeah,
Yep.
we did.
Just do that and just watch Frank Silva's Vines video for 5 minutes and just comment on that for 2 hours.
Oh hell. So we got one more article to get through here, and it is from We Got This Covered, and it's about Ronda Rousey being eyed for She-Hulk. And just yesterday, they had another article talking about Rosario Dawson being eyed for She-Hulk. So
No,
I like Rosario Dawson.
I do too.
I do too, but
Mhm.
not for She-Hulk.
No.
I don't know shit about She-Hulk, so I don't give a fuck one way or the other. But I do like Rosario Dawson. Everything I've seen her in, I enjoy her in.
No, she's very good. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. She was really good.
She's supposed to be in the Zombieland.
Yes.
Yeah,
sequel.
the Zombieland too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably go see that just because I love the first movie and also because Rosario Dawson's in it. And they got the whole fucking cast back. None of those people were too big to do the movie, and I'm impressed with that. So.
I did. I know I did a trailer reaction to that one, and
I like the fact that Oscar winner Emma Stone's like, I'm not too big to do zombie movies. I'm totally going to do this too. Thank you, Emma Stone. Appreciate that. It's nice to know you remember the little folks.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't even think she's that big anyway.
I mean, she did get an Academy Award like a year or two ago for.
So did Cheese Larson.
Yeah. Oh well, Brie Larson.
I forgot about
Brie
that.
Larson. Yeah. Let's be fair.
Oscar is not something to be nothing you can.
This is true, and I'm glad you brought that up, Tap, because that's my problem with the Oscars. I wish the Oscars were like every 4 years.
Yeah.
Instead of every year, it would make people try harder. Every year, even if every movie that's
they did Kevin Hart dirty.
Even if every movie that came out that year sucks, somebody has to get an Oscar for something. And I think it's just like, well, what the fuck? So I think they just kind of throw things on a dartboard until they come to an agreement, and then that's who gets it.
Yeah.
That's another $1, right, Monica?
Yep. He's got.
Yes.
What's he up to now? 6?
Yes.
Okay.
50 cents every time I drop out.
Shit. We're cutting my steak dinner short here.
I'm back. We up to $6 now.
Yeah, you're funny.
Oh, damn.
Everybody dropping $1.
Everybody put your money in the hat for the bald man. Put your money in the hat for the bald man. All right. Let's
We're
do
gonna buy him one of them our Fisher Price routers.
No, all I want you to do is get me the Midnight's Edge Edition router. There. How do you like that? How do you like that? There. I'll make fun of myself so you don't have to.
I've never made fun of you. I only tell true statements. That's all I do.
Marvel said to be eyeing Ronda Rousey for She-Hulk role.
No.
Why is
there's She-Hulk right there?
Yeah, why is he out there?
Just so she can get her ass beat.
Yeah,
I like how they turned the Hulk into an overgrown hipster. Look at him; he looks like he should be, eating a hamburger off of a dartboard and drinking craft beer.
This is the soy Hulk. That's the soy Hulk. That's Mark Ruffalo as the soy face.
He's the Incredible
Ruffalo. Yeah.
It's the incredible. Did you just say the Incredible Cuck?
Yeah.
Why not?
You just took the words right out.
I did say that. Yeah.
He is basically that's what he is. He's the Incredible Cuck, and he's getting treated just like Thor. They're gonna make him prop up fucking Jennifer Walters, which, hey, in the comics, her origin is because she gets a blood transfusion from the Hulk. That's how she. And then now they want to change her. One of the writers wants to change her origin story because he doesn't. He thinks it's not right that she is a hero because of the Hulk.
But the difference is Mark Ruffalo is okay with that.
Fuck him. Who cares about Mark?
Yeah, I know that guy. I would tell
the
you.
reason Mark Ruffalo has a job is because Ed Norton fucked up. That's the only reason.
Yep.
I understand. I'm just saying he's okay with it. Where Chris Hemsworth.
I wonder if he still has that tattoo on his chest.
I was okay that Ed Norton got the job, but that Hulk movie sucked.
Yeah.
It really did.
Which one? Ed Norton?
The Ed Norton Hulk movie sucked, and I was really disappointed. I'm like, oh my god, Tim Roth. Oh my god, fucking Ed Norton and Tim Roth in the same movie. And
I liked it.
No, doesn't work for me.
I liked it because
doesn't work.
After
It was better than Ang Lee, that's why.
Yeah, I was gonna say after Ang Lee's Hulk movie, dude, you could have come out and done stop motion and you would have had me.
Yeah.
I don't know. My problems with the Ang Lee Hulk movie wasn't Eric Bana though. Eric Bana was fine as the Incredible Hulk. It was just the movie that it happened to be with the edgy, comic strip looking shit going on, and everything that Nick Nolte did. I mean, every single minute of Nick Nolte.
He was a freaking serial killer in that movie, basically.
Oh my god, he was so bad in that movie. I don't even think he knew where he was when they were filming him.
He was probably hot. They gave him some edibles.
It's like the whole movie. It's like he's doing one of those like Tommy Wiseau type, Oh boy!
And that's why I love him.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they should have Tommy Wiseau play She-Hulk.
Oh my god, that would be fucking awesome. I'm so mad right now. I'm going to Hulk out. I'm going to. She-Hulk. Did you smash that car? I did not.
They're
I
more
did
masculine
not.
than Incredible Cuck.
The Incredible Cock.
Yeah.
Fed up with this world.
I don't want to leave. To be honest, I was never quite sure that we'd see She-Hulk as part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But since everything is going woke as fuck, all bets are off. That's
It
not.
does not say that.
That's-
I was
it
about
does
to say-
It
I'm
sounds
paraphrasing.
even with all the characters who've already been introduced, one can never quite be sure of which players the studio will adapt next, especially when the complicated situation involving the Hulk himself. I'm sure you know this something about how Disney and Universal essentially have joint custody over the Green Goliath, so there's no need to talk about him at length when we're here to discuss his cousin. So we're going to use images and video of Hulk to draw your attention, and then we're going to talk about Jennifer Walters, his less interesting but still Hulkish cousin. By now, pretty much every true believer living on planet Earth is aware of how She-Hulk series will debut on Disney Plus streaming service in the not-too-distant future. And should your memory serve you well, then you'll also remember how we were the first ones to tell you such a thing would happen long before the official announcement. Ditto for Moon Knight and Miss Marvel. And Moon Knight, I don't know anything about. Miss Marvel, I want to fucking gouge my eyes out and give myself a lobotomy with a coat hanger.
Dude, I hate everything about this article right now. Just saying.
I don't blame you.
I fucking hate this article. I don't even care about the subject. I just hate the way this is written.
Uh-huh.
This one sentence right here. Everyone living on planet Earth is aware of how a She-Hulk series will debut on the Disney Plus streaming service.
That's a lie.
Me, I don't give a fuck. All my information about She-Hulk comes from Pete because I'm not interested whatsoever in She-Hulk anything.
That's dangerous.
I kind of want to see all the Hulks though, like Red Hulk and all that stuff too. That'd be sweet.
Well, they're talking about using because there's a reason they've kept Thunderbolt Ross around this whole time. They didn't just keep him around to keep him as a background prop. They're going to do the Red Hulk because they're going to.
Until you tell me you're doing a Doctor Doom movie or another Punisher movie, I'm fucking checked out.
Oh God,
I don't give a fuck.
Doctor Doom is in the works. They're already.
I hear that, but I want some more news about it first. Yeah.
I don't. They talked about using Michael Fassbender for that. I don't
I'm
think
all right with that.
I like him, but I don't know. Is it too soon after the X-Men franchise? Let me get through the end of this, and then we have the rest of the.
There you go. We'll do some more bullshit.
Absolutely. We're not world class, but we'll do some bullshitting. I think the most pertinent question on everyone's mind, though, is who will land the title role. Well,
see how they just assume that that's all the fuck we care about is this kind of stuff. It's just it's so pretentious. Fuck this person.
Let's see. Well, according to the same sources who provided us with the above information,
big rubber dick.
Ronda Rousey is being eyed for the gig. Right now, it remains unclear to us if she's actually been contacted, but she is named on an internal shortlist among others.
Why her?
Personally, I think Ronda's a fine choice for the role. The average Joe likely.
Don't give a fuck.
Of course he does.
The average Joe likely knows her best from her days.
Here we go again, assuming shit.
Mixed martial arts fighting, but she's gone on to accomplish other things in her impressive and eclectic career. Action movie junkies should remember her from Furious 7 and The Expendables 3, while others will recognize Rousey from her stint in the WWE. Isn't she still there, or did she quit?
So.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm so behind on the Fed.
Hey, man, she's no Nyla Rose. She's not that stunning and brave. I think her, shot fucking fired. Oh, we've been, no, that's.
Why couldn't we get China to reprise?
So are they going to do like Lou Ferrigno and put a big fucking fright wig on her and just like put some green ass paint on the outside of her?
Yes.
That I think they should. I think her ability to both kick ass and entertain only adds to her potential.
Well, of course you do.
Yeah, exactly, because this guy's a shill and a half. When it comes to other relevant She-Hulk news, our source also told us of how Red Hulk, the Abomination, and the Leader are each expected to show up on the series at some point. Stay tuned for more, though, because there will eventually be a lot more details coming out on how she plans to emasculate them and take down the patriarchy during her series. It doesn't say that. I was just conjecturing again.
Paraphrasing. You were paraphrasing.
Yeah. I would be okay with a Moon Knight movie.
No.
I don't even know who Moon Knight is.
Me either.
It's Mark Spector. He's the gargoyle.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I heard they were eyeing Keanu Reeves for that role.
they've been looking at Keanu Reeves for like 10
For
years.
everything now.
They just can't find the right role.
Keanu Reeves would be golden in
Wolverine!
any role he does, honestly. But
It's called John Wick. He's got it. He ain't got to do nothing else anymore.
I was
He
gonna
shouldn't
say,
have to.
if you're John Wick, you don't need a fucking superhero thing under your credit.
Dude,
You've got John Wick.
he is a
You've got
superhero,
the
yeah.
add
Matrix.
John Wick to the MCU.
You've already got the Matrix trilogy. You're Neo. Fuck off. You don't need that shit under your belt.
I'll tell him to
don't.
piss off.
I have a crush on Keanu Reeves. I'm not gonna lie.
So
I
does Pete.
Keanu.
Yeah.
And Andre.
It's Andre. It's just his voice, yo.
Oh,
Dude,
Yo.
it's like, I want to be
He's come a long way because there's a long time where I went before the Matrix came out where I thought I can't stand Keanu Reeves because I remember when he was in. I loved him in Bill and Ted,
yes.
and then he was in
Oh.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yep.
And my biggest problem with Bram Stoker's Dracula, other than the way it was edgily
The hairy
directed,
palms.
is you had Winona Ryder and Keanu Reeves as your leads, as your romantic leads in your gothic horror movie. And neither one of those people could act for shit in that movie at all.
No.
It was embarrassingly bad how bad they acted. And then you got Gary Oldman who comes in and says, all you motherfuckers don't know how to act. I will show you how it's
Right.
done.
Gary
You got
Oldman.
Anthony fucking Hopkins in a movie directed by Francis Ford Coppola. And fucking Gary Oldman walks in and says, I will show all y'all bitches how this is done. And then you got every time Winona Ryder and Keanu Reeves shows up, they look so much worse in comparison to anything else going on in that fucking movie. Oh my God.
Well, Gary Oldman is just like that man is a
He's
gift.
another level. I agree. Yeah,
He is.
He
Like-
disappears into a part and then you don't see him again. He's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was. I'm sorry, man. Like I know The Fifth Element is kind of a cheesy movie.
Oh, he's
but
fantastic.
He was-
It's a great movie. That's what I'm talking about. Awesome.
He's
was-
playing Ross Perot in that movie.
Yeah, he
totally
was-
nailed it too.
Yeah.
No, he admitted he was. He totally was
Yeah.
playing Ross Perot. Yeah.
That's. I never knew that. That's amazing because I love that.
Yeah,
movie.
no, he was
That
doing
is-
a Ross Perot impression.
Didn't he
Yeah.
play Jim Gordon in
Yes.
The Batman?
Yes.
Yeah, he's fantastic. In
Yeah.
that too. That's where he finally broke out of that rut where he was playing a villain in every fucking
Very
movie that ever came out.
versatile.
Yeah,
But his portrayal of Dracula was so good. Oh, but that movie has got big fucking problems, and a lot of the big problems were in fact Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder. They were terrible in that movie. Terrible.
Winona Ryder acted the same in that movie as she did in Mr. Deeds. It was just like
Winona Ryder
phoned it in.
Dude,
Every movie.
Pete, you want to have a drinking game? Next time you watch Bram Stoker's Dracula, I want you to take a shot every time you hear Winona Ryder lisp in that movie.
Oh my God.
Oh God, no.
He's
You'll be
annoying.
dead.
Oh,
You'll be
shit.
fucking dead by the first half. I'm serious. You'll be dead. You'll be just blotto out drunk.
Yeah,
I
he's
passed out from Mahershala Ali looking menacing and
Oh my God, he said it! Oh, he's a big boy now.
Yeah. Mahershala.
Ding, 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 ding.
You finally learned how to say it. I'm so proud
So-
of you, dude.
I can't say it. You're good, dude.
It's Mahershala. No,
Yay!
do you know who the first person that I messaged this morning, and I sent them a voice clip. I'm like, I know you've been waiting for this. I know you've been waiting a long time. I messaged Alex. I sent Alex a voice clip. I was like, hey Alex. I was like, Mahershala Ali. I'm like, there you go, Mahershala. I said it.
Nice.
I don't just have to call him Blade Jr. anymore.
What he said.
He,
Oh my
he,
God.
he was like, he's like, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, he's all grown up now. Oh my God, Pete. Damn it. I thought I butchered names bad on my videos, man.
That one, dude.
He went several months without being able to say Mahershala.
That one just got me. I'm like, like I said, I just gave up. I'm like, it's fucking new. It's
I
Blade.
tried to sound it out with you and everything. Slowly sound
Like
it
a
out.
second grader.
Mahershala. Yeah.
It was not good. It was not good at all. I was like, God damn it.
I can't say words.
It's like a marshmallow, but without the W's. Mahershala.
Well, that's the thing is like Will's seen me in the ring. He's seen me on the microphone for years and years. It's like
Oh,
I-
yeah. You got that down.
it is, but it's like some of these names, man. It's like when we were working in Saginaw down for Manny at UWA.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and he would have his cousins. Now, all of them are Latino, and some of them have
Mhm.
more difficult names to pronounce than others.
Yeah.
And now I'm
Worse than
ringing out.
Mahershala?
They were worse than Mahershala, and I'm ring announcing at this point. And now, mind you, I'm usually just shit faced when I'm ring announcing, and to
Like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
$7. $7.
Yeah, $7.
DQ'd?
$7.
You're out of
It's
here.
the Pete Router telethon, ladies and gentlemen. You're up at $7. Reach
No
Kloss and call that
shit.
number right now and donate $1.
They came on the stream and they got me already. God damn it.
Dang.
They got me. They knew I
The
was talking about.
police, bro.
They knew I was talking about Manny, and they came and got me.
Yeah, they did too, man.
They
He's got his
snapped me.
people everywhere, bro.
Just because everybody says Tio or is Tia, man. He used to introduce me to people. He'd be like, "This is my Tio. This is my Tia." I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. I'm like,
Yeah.
I understand. Like my best friend is Mexican, dude. He has a big family. You know, he had like what 8, 9 brothers and sisters. I know y'all have big, big.
Dude, I used to live
Catholic.
with three Latinos. Like when I was in the Navy, we split a house because when I was on the ship, they were painting the inside of it and they were making us sleep on it. And I was waking up with nosebleeds.
Mm.
And one of these guys comes up and says, "Hey, one of the guys moved out. You want to move in?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it."
Hey.
So they got a nickname from me.
I want to
Medicone.
say though, man.
Medicone. That was my
Medicone?
nickname. Yep.
Oh no, they called
Yeah.
you Medicone.
Yep, they did. That was my nickname.
I don't
I
want to
didn't
get
give a shit. I liked living. They were cool guys. I didn't give a shit what they called me.
I don't want to get too serious, like emotional or nothing. But you say you served in the Navy. I just want to thank you for your service here.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank
Yeah,
you, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it wasn't some gay thing. It's just
In the Navy, get you
in
can put
Mississippi,
your
if you-
money in the Navy.
If you bought a house in if you rented a house in Mississippi, it was dirt cheap, and if you split it between 4 people, it was like nothing to live.
Oh yeah.
Like just super cheap. So
Real quick here, I'm gonna jump in and we're going to wish a good evening to my co-host Miss Monica.
Yes.
She's got a jet. She's got an early morning. So thank you very much for the game tonight.
at least we didn't scare you off this time.
Yep. And
I feel bad when everybody drops out while I'm talking. I'm like, oh my god.
He does it on purpose.
Yeah.
And I promise next time I'm on, it'll be a better experience. I screwed this one up.
Yeah, take care of those bears you got going on there.
yeah,
Yeah, you know, I mean, wrestling's wrestling, right?
that's right, man. Hey, pin me, pay me, right?
There you
no.
go.
Jobs
Oh,
fine.
okay.
Watching, so it's all good.
Yep. All right, man. We'll see
Bye,
you.
friends.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So yeah. So then there was 4. And then there was 4.
Yeah,
This is how pornos start. People.
Yep.
Damn. I don't know if I'm gonna be in this one though. Like,
Awfully hot. Nothing else to do.
depending on the pay, I guess.
Well, yeah. What's the payday like? How what's the envelope gonna look like at the end of the night?
Okay, I mean, the mortgage has to be paid too. So,
I swear to God, somebody pokes me in the rear. I'm potato on one of you motherfuckers.
Not quite Sin City and not quite Golden Globus either.
This is our goal, Adam. We got to think Golden Globus, man. Golden Globus, Canon Films.
Looking right, Boston Groovinator Productions.
We've got such a good start to the place to be reviews. Raiders of
I'm
Lost.
gonna hook you up with that documentary at some point. You have to watch the Canon documentary, dude.
I want to.
You would love it. It's fucking fantastic. It's worth every fucking second. It's my favorite documentary ever. Yeah, it's called It's called Electric Boogaloo: The Wild Untold Story of Canon Films.
I remember the Electric Boogaloo episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Is it related?
Electric Boogaloo actually was a movie that they had produced, and it was a movie about breakdancing that came out in the 80s. But it was one of their hits.
Nice.
Because the thing with Golden Globus is like every other movie was a bomb, but every other movie was like a giant success. So they hung around a lot longer than most companies that make trash movies. But most of the trashy movies that I love from the 80s are in fact Golden Globus movies. And I have collection. I'm trying to collect all their stuff. And like they did all the missing in action movies, which I think are wonderful. I love all those movies. And Cyborg and Ninja 3: The Domination. And there's some of the Death Wish movies. They did a bunch of those.
Oh, okay.
They did Masters of the Universe. That was one of their one of their failures. Yeah, but it's still fun to watch.
Yeah.
But most of their movies are fantastic flops, and that they're fun to watch later just because of how bad they are. So
those are always the best, though, aren't they?
American Ninja. I finally stocked down American Ninja. I have that on Blu-ray now.
You got it on Blu-ray?
I have it on fucking Blu-ray, dude. Yeah, that was one of the ones I got from the store before they banned me. So
holy shit.
yeah.
That is that's a find right there.
Yeah, I enjoyed that too because I don't think I'd ever seen it all the way through, and I'm like, God, this movie's actually good. This is probably one of the best things they ever made, and it's not like good like blows your mind type good, but just good in how competent it is. It's entertaining. You know what I mean? So.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely love those movies in the 80s, man. Like I said,
Ninja movies, dude. I fucking love ninja movies.
yeah.
I was watching
Kung Fu.
old Mystery Science Theater episode. They did Ninja Master, and that was like a TV show that was on in the 80s that had Lee Van Cleef as a ninja. Do I need to say more past this? Old ass Lee Van Cleef as a ninja. Yeah, it's terrible. I was enjoying it though. I was just watching them guys make fun of it. I'm like, I love these terrible ninja movies are wonderful.
What the hell was that one? You ever seen I watched this back like when I was in college with one of my buddies. It was called Crippled Masters. I think I've never
I'm sure I'd love it. One of my favorites is one called Pray for Death. I can't never seem to find that fucker. It's really good. It's this kind of running joke. There's no such thing as ninjas, and this guy's totally a ninja. And it's great.
Awesome.
It's fucking great, man. These movies
I
never.
really
have
want to
good
watch
plot.
Blind Fury for a bit. Have you seen that one with Rutger Hauer?
Yes, I have. I need to watch it again, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like watching that one.
I have seen that one. Yeah, I don't know if that's totally a ninja movie, but it's pretty close. It's close enough.
Yeah, I would say because he's like a blind master swordsman thing, but he's got somewhat, you know.
It's martial arts, yeah.
Yeah.
Here it is right here. Crippled Masters, 1979. Rated
Nice.
R, 1 hour and 30 minutes. Two men. Two men skilled in the arts of kung fu are betrayed by their master and crippled for life. One left with no arms, the other left with no legs.
Already, dude.
Fuck?
Despite,
I shouldn't laugh at that, but
despite their obvious disadvantages, they learn to combine their martial arts skills and seek revenge against the evil master. So they become mega fucking cripple.
I imagine like one dude on the other guy's shoulders, and they're just like doing their thing.
Yep, he's grabbing on.
I had this buddy in the early '90s. His name was Mike Mace, and me and Mike, we used to go and just get a 12-pack, and then we go to the rental store, and all the kung fu flicks were like you get the whole weekend for like 3 cents or something stupid like that.
Hell yeah,
super cheap. And we would rent kung fu flicks and watch them. And one of the ones that we rented was Laser Mission. You guys ever seen that one? Laser Mission has Brandon Lee in it before he did The Crow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's great.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. Yeah, it's great.
I haven't watched The Crow, and God, it's been forever.
It's still good. It's still great.
Those Brandon Lee, though, man. I mean, God, what a pedigree to come from. That's such a sad ending, too.
Yeah,
I mean,
his best movie, that would have been his breakout role because before that he was just in crappy action movies like Laser Mission, and then he gave all his all for The Crow, and it's like what's his name from The Dark Knight, Heath Ledger. You know that was probably his best. That was his best role, and he got a Oscar posthumously. You know, so
yeah,
it's always sad when that stuff happens.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, I think Brandon Lee might have went places after Crow.
He could have too. He's like I said, he was a good actor. He was a good actor, and
he was in that one at least. Yeah.
Yeah. But you could tell the talent was there.
Anyways, we derailed the podcast. It got it all went all ninja.
No, I don't. It's we're almost at the 2-hour mark, and
it's my fault. Yeah.
I don't mind. Like I said, we covered the bases. We got everything on the itinerary. It's basically recess free time now.
I watched the whole show, so we might as well make up for it now.
There you go. There's another dollar.
He will be back. Oh my God.
Who's taking over now?
And as I say, it's recess and free time.
Have a nice trip.
Off. And that's $6 in the fucking. In
the $8 now.
I think we're $8 now, dude. Yeah, we're up to $8.
Oh shit! I've glitched out so many times. I don't even realize I'm glitching out anymore.
It's all good, man. You can bring it all down if you want. Now I didn't really have anything else to add.
No, my cat's chewing on my wrestling ring, hanging on the wall over here and shit.
So yeah, I agree with everything that we've been saying tonight. It's kind of all related. I mean, Ryan Johnson doesn't understand Star Wars. Kathleen Kennedy doesn't understand Star Wars. I'm not even so sure that J.J. Abrams understands Star Wars. I think J.J. Abrams is good at figuring out what audiences want. Like
I don't think I
short
understand
term,
Star
but not
Wars.
long term. He's not good at
Mhm.
setting things up future wise. Him and his mystery box shit. It's just enough to keep people, give you a little bit of nugget of wanting to come back for more. That might work in a movie for him, but when somebody that's coming after you doesn't know what the fuck you're doing or even care to partake of that, that's where you went wrong. That's where everything went wrong. I think they thought that when Disney bought this property, that the ship would steer itself. And what they didn't realize is that Lucas had so much control over Star Wars, regardless of what you feel about the prequels or Jar Jar Binks or whatever, he still ran everything. He had the last say and the final say on everything. Nothing went without his approval first. And now you just got somebody that says, okay, did we meet our deadline? Cool, roll the credits. That's as far as it goes, and that's not enough.
Well, no, look, they fired what's her name's Lord and Miller off of
And I would love
Solo.
to know what the Lord and Miller cut of that movie would look like. So it might have been something refreshingly
Hashtag Lord
different.
and Miller cut. At Area 51.
Hashtag. Yep.
In Area
There's another
51.
movie. There's a sequel right there. There's a sequel. It's the sequel to Raid on Area 51. Looking for the Snyder cut of Justice League. Now,
Well, yeah, it's been said a million times, and I'm not gonna drive it to death. But I mean, when you have to
But you are.
reshoot 80% of your fucking movie, man, you're not doing a very good job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no producer, but I'm pretty sure that when you've misappropriated funds like that, cannot be viewed as a good thing or even a normal thing.
That's a paddling.
At least a paddling.
That's paddling.
That's a paddling right there.
It's a day in the box. It's a day in the box.
Search for the
See,
Lord.
LMP gets all hard when he hears those Simpsons references.
Hola chingada.
He does. Ask him.
Oh, I'm sure. The dude is like obsessed with hentai and Becky Lynch.
Yeah, waifus.
Is Becky Lynch still his waifu or
no? He replaced her with Lita.
You can't have Alita. I had her first.
With Alita, he really did.
Who did?
Oh man. LMP, Liquid Metal Pro. He's another guy. He's on.
We don't know his real name. We're not even sure he does either. So
yeah. He's located.
Oh, I know it.
He's
I'll reveal it one day. No.
He's broadcasting from a undisclosed location. He's from parts unknown.
He's got a fucking ham radio, and he's
also known as New York.
Bunker, dude. He's in a bunker somewhere in the desert.
He's in the borough somewhere.
Yep.
Man.
He's in New York where all them gangs are at, like the Warriors and all that shit.
He lives in the same. He lives in the same borough as my sister, though. Because
they live in Harlem.
He's always saying that word splurgen.
I thought he lived in Harlem.
What is he say? He says splurgen or spurgen or
whatever.
Spurg out. I don't know what the fuck that means. I've never heard that term my entire life. I guess I'm not New York enough to understand what the fuck that means.
That's not a New York thing. It's just something that these
never fucking
weirdos
heard
get.
that. Maybe I'm just too old. I don't know.
That's me too. Adam.
Whatever.
It's me too, Adam.
I don't know what the fuck that means. Yeah.
It's just another word of freaking out, or that's it.
It's weird. Yeah. It seems like it should be something like way naughtier than what it really is too. I don't know.
The last thing I really want to talk about, and this is, we're growing our channels, Adam, and there's episode 9's coming out, and I'm not saying anything specific here. All I'm gonna say is
I know where you're going. Yeah.
You know I'm driving this bus. I do not think, and this is just based on my experience with the Fandom Menace community, which I wear that badge proudly, obviously.
Yeah, me too.
Because we're not what people say we are. We're not a bunch of ists and isms. Because we are actually a pretty diverse group of people that come together and enjoy the same things. We might.
And you know what? We're not a group of people that are never satisfied either. What we're unsatisfied with is that you never took the time to understand why we're unsatisfied. That was never addressed. All it was ever put out was they're unsatisfied, therefore they must be a pronoun. Okay, that's it. That's all it comes down to.
Or an adverb.
Or an adjective.
Or an adjective, yep.
Or an adjective. We're man babies because we didn't like, The Last Jedi.
Yeah, we don't like it because we just and something came up recently, Pete, in a Facebook group where somebody was talking about Terminator. Okay, and then that's another hot button topic that I'm going to probably be bringing up the closer it gets to that movie. But somebody was saying, they showed the trailer And then they said, well, what do you guys think about this movie? And it's for a band, and the band is a big fan of Terminator. Okay, so that's fine. And one of the band members put on there and says, well, let's just shit on the things that we love because that's the cool thing to do on the internet. And I'm like, wait a minute, all right? A guy just said that he wasn't excited about the trailer because there's nothing in that trailer to get him excited. Not to mention the last 3 or 4 movies have all been trash. Why is he supposed to be excited? Just because you said the name James Cameron and said it was Terminator, and all of a sudden my admiration is supposed to be expected? That's the problem between the Phantom Menace and Lucasfilm, is they think that our admiration is supposed to be just to the logo and not to the actual product. They don't try to make anything good. They don't even try to understand what makes these things work. They're just like, well, we made it, therefore you should come like it. It's like the same people that have been arguing about, well, if you don't like this, there's not going to be any more movies. And I say, fucking fine, then. Be done with it.
Yeah, do it.
I don't give a fuck.
It's a sin to have an opinion nowadays. So
that's what I'm getting at. And I did a whole video about that. I did a 15-minute rant about why your opinion is more dangerous than a loaded weapon in fucking 20.
Oh my God, it's so ridiculous.
So
it's so bad. You're not allowed to have your own opinion. Your opinions have to be based solely on your stance,
or like Pete was saying, an ism or whatever they want to add to it.
Right
nowadays.
And I've been accused
Pete,
of all
apologize.
of them. It's like just having my own opinion. I mean, I'm speaking as somebody that's been banned for having an opinion. I got banned from a store for writing a review.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
I wrote a 1-star review for a store. I can't give any specifics because possible lawsuits could happen. Okay,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
already been threatened about that kind of stuff. But
that's what
I was banned
for
I was banned for leaving a 1-star review after failing to resolve my situation with the manager. So
How dare you?
I'm not
How dare
allowed
you
to
leave a
have an
1-star
opinion.
review?
So you have an opinion, and it's like you have to both defend your opinion, and then you're told that your opinion is wrong. That's the one that gets me. How can you tell me my opinion is wrong? It's my opinion.
I'm 100% certain if I gave my full unadulterated opinion about most things that I would lose like damn near everybody. Like as far as friends and family goes, I probably would. I mean,
but I'm the old fart in the conversation. I mean, I remember growing up, going to parties. You say, I don't like a movie, and somebody said, well, why didn't you like it? And I say, oh, blah, blah, blah. And that was the end of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. It wasn't like, well, you must not like this either, or you
must hate the gays.
Yeah, you must be part of the patriarchy or be a Trump supporter or some of this kind of shit.
Yeah, that was.
That's the kind of shit I'm dealing with right now, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong?
But you know what? Those people that preach against passing judgment are the ones passing
the judgment. Yeah, that's the irony right there. Yeah, this person that banned me from the store on the actual website where I wrote the review has told everybody that I'm banned from the store for my actions. My actions were I wrote a review. Those were my actions.
And it was the right to do so. I mean,
banned from my opinion from his store.
I mean, ridiculous.
The way I look at it, fine, leave it up. It just shows everybody what an asshole you are.
Right.
So I'm gonna kind of go off on my little tangent here because
do it, preach it.
The other day I was in somebody added, I think it was Loudy added me to another one of these wrestling like shit posting groups or whatever.
Wrestling, that's a
mistake number 1.
I can tell where this is gonna go.
So somebody posts up about Nyla Rose and Stunning and Brave and all that fucking horse shit.
That bullshit.
And I'm like, okay, first of all,
Stunning and Brave and
Stunning and Brave. Look at her. She fucking got mutilated. Now she's a fucking woman. And she's gonna be a fucking wrestling champion on AEW. No, bitch, you're still a dude.
Dude, you know what? I think I've met her too. I think I've been on a show with her or. Whatever. But,
I was gonna say I've been on like a dozen or so cards.
I think I've been on a few, at least 1 or 2. I'm pretty sure.
You were working for Apex when we were still in Saginaw.
You know what? I never did Apex.
Oh, I thought you did. You switched after it was UWA.
Yeah.
You went to IWE after that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So she was coming around with Mr. Grimm, the hitman. for hire because they're all from like Washington D.C. area.
Yeah.
And then Amber Rodriguez, that really beautiful Mexican girl that used to come out and work. Now her and Nyla always had to work each other. Niles out of her name.
I mean, the women's indie scene was so. I mean, at one point there was barely nothing out there. You know. I mean,
Yep. And because we only had like a couple female workers, and
Yep.
I'm using air. Wait, hey, let me turn this camera on here. We had one female worker and one female worker that weighed more than I did.
I remember working Clash, and you know, there was a bit of a drought of female, workers, so they were booking like females with men.
Yeah.
And I actually, I was actually involved in an angle once with that, and I put a female over, which of course I was working my heel gimmick, so it was fine with me. I mean, I don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll put a 5-year-old over if you make it make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Absolutely. Storytelling.
So I mean, it happened to be the promoter's wife, and we were working a show in Indiana, and it was really, really good storytelling, good match. But yeah, I remember now, I feel like, I'm looking at flyers and I'm looking at, Facebook pages or whatever. It seems like the women's division is very it's a lot more vibrant than it was, 5 or 6 years ago, which was awesome to see,
It is, but the key word there being women's division.
Right. Yeah, no, I know.
It's fucking women's division. So anyway, so I this dude posts something about Nyla Rose being like, I think she, he was like, I think she should be the first women's champion. It's such a progressive move by AEW, and I'm like, okay, motherfucker. Let me tell you something. They are using her to get over with the fucking crowd that is not into wrestling.
Right.
This is the same thing Star Wars is doing with all this identity politics, and Marvel's doing with all this bullshit. You're reaching for these weird fucking people that aren't into this sport, and you're going to try to attract.
You're trying to appease the outrage mob. You're trying to calm down and you should never ever try to advertise to the outrage mob.
You know what?
You should never cave into these fuckers ever.
What really pisses me off about that is what happens to these female workers that busted their ass, paid their dues, and then they're not getting the push they deserve. I mean, come on,
they never existed.
Absurd.
Yep. So listen, this is my comment. I said I worked on the same cards with Nyla, and I put quotes around Nyla between 2012 and 2015 on dozens of Michigan independent shows. And the only reason this is happening is because of the trans gimmick. Average worker at best, and is being used by a prop by a new company to draw people in who barely know a wrist lock from a wristwatch. But hey, 2019.
Right.
And this fat just pile of shit underneath me who calls himself a wrestling fan, and I always look at these people's pages when if you're gonna just come out and you're gonna insult me, first of all, dude, then it's you're not gonna like what you get back. And he says, sounds like you're just seething because you're not on TV like her, but okay. And I'm like, well, first of all, dude, I was on TV for the last year and a half of my career, so fuck you. And then I get being trans isn't a gimmick, my dude. And then I get another little this little skinny fuck. This kid, he's got his picture with this. I have no idea who this guy is. Apparently his name's Jungle Boy. It says.
Let me tell you something.
This guy says to me, and you're a fucking nobody. What does that say about you as a worker? You still wrestle? I want to let the promoters around here know never to book your dumb ass.
Oh God.
I just laughed. I'm like, bitch, first of all, if I guarantee you.
And this was your first day in the group?
Yeah.
Nice.
And last.
Yep.
I'm done. Fuck this shit.
Instantly in and out. Yep.
Yeah,
So,
there you go.
so this other guy says, you're welcome. I'd rather not know about the business supposedly than have an actual performance still in it going nowhere. And this Robert guy says to me, the dude that couldn't hack it in the indies is going to lecture us about the business. Shh, quiet guys, we better hear this. So I said, the Cuck Brigade showed up. All right. It's funny. I said, it's funny that you can't handle a differing opinion, and your first instinct is to go to attempting to talk to you like you know anything because you're a mark who pays for autographs and begs for pictures, but that's as close as you ever get to a ring. And the guy says to me, he says, what do you say? He goes, also, I didn't blow Jungle Boy to get a pic with him. What's that guy stuff? You know the business intimately, but don't recognize one of its most popular competitors. Okay. I'm like, who the fuck is Jungle Boy?
Right?
And this other guy says to me, better than a bald boomer that looks like his heyday of wrestling was done for a baggie of crystal meth.
Boomer. Okay.
Oh,
I was like,
Alright,
a boomer.
Yep. Well, I know. Well, here's the rest of that story.
I'll keep any discussion going.
This segment brought to you by Midnight's Edge.
This segment brought to you by Pete's Router Fund.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
No.
So
So what about Jungle Boy?
So he says,
Jesus Christ.
Like, not even like 5 seconds.
This story will continue, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in next week as the world slowly turns.
Tune into the fan cast.
All right, so you said boomer was your last word.
Yeah. So he said, yeah. And I just came back, and at this point, this is like this is my swan song. I'm like, I'm done at this point. I said, wow, thank you for your material. Now, Robert, you enjoy your AIDS, and Calvin, diabetes. I said, Calvin, diabetes isn't far off for you, you fat slop of shit. Boomer, I'm like, not even close. But thanks for proving that little beta male cucks like you don't know shit about the business, but you'll virtue signal on behalf of someone who wants to pretend to be a female. And I'm like, I don't just go into a comment thread if somebody comes to me like that. And
no, I don't either. I wait for somebody to start it first. But
and hurl personal insults. But at that point, dude, I'm like, I've had it, dude. I'm like, I'm going to take the gloves off. And, I'm like, and I guarantee you, dude, I looked at both these cats and neither one of them would say this shit to me if we were standing face to face. That one guy, I think my wife is bigger than one of these dudes. I mean, it's like people like this do not say that shit. Like, this is the worst wrestling. They say Star Wars fans are the most toxic. You know, two of the most toxic fan bases I've ever experienced in my life.
Echo.
I don't know who's echoing here, but
that's you, man.
I got all my shit turned down. The most toxic fan bases are the goddamn not Star Wars, but it's the internet wrestling community, and the Steven Universe fans. That if anybody is familiar with Steven Universe,
God,
that is I used to let my son watch that show until a friend of mine kind of pointed out some things about the show, and I was like, "This is in the fans." I'm like, "This is weird." I'm like, "No, we're not watching this shit anymore. Nope, fuck this." Steven Universe. Just look up some shit about the fans.
Yeah, I always knew it was going to be a shit show when I first saw the trailers, and I was right.
Dude, yeah. Those people are weird. That like.
So you had that interaction. Then I had a somewhat similar reaction today. I didn't get into a fight with somebody, but I did say something, and a bunch of people were like, "Hell yeah, say it again." But somebody it was in a movie group. It was Joe Bob Briggs Fan Collective. Right? It was a Facebook group dedicated to Joe Bob Briggs, and somebody was talking about the movie The Strangers. Okay, and they're like, "Why do people defend this stupid movie so much?" And then why is it when they defend it, they act like they're all butthurt, like I insulted one of their family members or something. They get so damn defensive about it. And I just said, that's just 2019, man. That's the way people are. Yeah. It's like you tell somebody you don't love, not even that you dislike a movie. You tell somebody that it's not your favorite movie ever. And it's like you fucked their mother.
Yep.
They're that serious about this shit. You can't you can't just disagree or agree to disagree. Either you love this thing I love, or fuck you and fuck your whole family and your politics and your religion. I'll nuke your country and everything else. That's just the way people are. It's like people are triggered by everything. It's outrage culture, and outrage culture has replaced individuality because you're no longer allowed to have your own opinion.
I can go on about that too, man.
I could do a whole show about that shit, but it's the same thing that's been going on with Star Wars. And some people were saying, okay, well, Dark Fate's going to be great, and some people are just over the moon about that last trailer. And there are a couple of nuggets of greatness in there, but it was not good enough to get me excited about the movie. There was more cringe than there was good points in that trailer. And I say, they're like, well, they did that with Halloween. Well, what does Halloween and Terminator have in common? They're both they're both franchises that have more bad movies than good movies.
My Halloween review.
That's what they have in common. They both have more bad movies than good movies in their franchise. Terminator has
still waiting for the Halloween review.
Everything else was trash.
I'm gonna record that shit. I got to get a new printer cartridge now, right? So my mother-in-law buys us this nice, really super cool Bluetooth printer, right? This fucking cartridge I have to buy for this motherfucker is like $70. I'm like,
I hate those things.
I was like, you couldn't have bought me a goddamn printer with a fucking cheaper cartridge.
I'm gonna tell you the best thing you ever did, Pete, was I got a laser printer, and that is the absolute fucking way to go. If you can ever get a deal or a good Father's Day sale deal on a laser printer, you never have to replace them fucking cartridges.
That's what I had in my my old office, and I very rarely had to replace a.
I like that. They might be more expensive, but when you don't have to replace them every 2 months, like these other bullshit ass Bluetooth printers, like buy the printer for $30, but the cartridge will cost you $80, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's it, and they're ringing you up at like roughly around $70-$80 a month.
The bait and switch, the entry price is the cheap printer, but the cartridges, that's gonna run you, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do.
Damn it.
But I was gonna say, you were talking about like your Terminator Dark Fate. I've watched that last the Batwoman trailer.
There you go.
And honestly, you know what? I'll say this. I can understand why everybody tells me the best role that Ruby Rose played was that mute in John Wick 2 now.
Yeah, dude.
Because they didn't let her talk in this trailer. The trailer they did let her talk. The bitch sounded like Helen Keller. I was like 11001. I'm like, oh my god.
She talked a little bit in the Meg, but I don't even remember what she said.
I haven't watched the Meg yet. But
her role in that movie is so insignificant that you'll forget.
Okay.
And I love
the
Arrowverse gimmick that they do, but I don't know, man. I mean, Arrow, Flash, Legend of Tomorrow, they're fantastic, but
I heard Flash, like everybody, because I'm up to season 3. I'm almost done with season 3 of Flash, and everybody told me it just gets woke as fuck. Like it's really bad. Like moving forward,
it kind of does, but Flash and Barry Allen and that whole thing still remains the main focus. And they make Iris West, a little more involved, I guess.
I don't mind because the girl that plays Iris is fine. I have
no problem. God, dude! Wait till
another one.
Daughter, though. I mean,
I think Batwoman's the beginning of the end, because it's like you keep putting out these channels where you have all these woke, like female-led superhero shows, and those channels will fail quicker than you can possibly imagine. Well, I know a lot of women that don't like that shit either.
Mm-hmm. I showed the first trailer. I showed the first trailer to the wife, and she was like, "What the fuck?" She goes, "What is this?" She goes, "Is this like supposed to be like some feminist shit?" And like I stay home, man. My wife works, and I stay home, and she's not even a fucking feminist. Like not even in the least bit. Like she laughs.
I'm gonna quote my sister. All right, my sister says, "I don't need some bitch to tell me what I like and what I'm not supposed to like. I'll decide for myself."
That's a beauty.
My mom had asked me about the latest trailer. She said, "Did you see the Batwoman trailer? It looked like shit." Like she just told me dead eye. It looked like shit. And she knows.
And that's the disappointing part, because if you've been a fan of Arrowverse, for a while now, then you've kind of been like really anticipating Gotham City, Batman, that whole thing.
Everybody's a superhero in those shows.
Took a lot of time, man.
So like me,
somebody has
superheroes.
Yeah, somebody has a bad day and they instantly become a superhero.
Yeah, it's like
Ruby Rose gives them a really expensive watch. Thinking about the crack they want.
Just because the security guard tells her, you shouldn't do that. Just encourage.
You shouldn't do that, bitch.
Gives that bitch a $15,000 Rolex. So 2 seconds after she walks out of screen, 2 more fucking junkies come over and kill and rob this bitch.
Right.
And then they get it for like $50. Like this shit's hot.
Like don't feed the rabid raccoons. You'll be sorry. Yeah.
They go to the pawn shop, get their $50 and go get a couple rocks and get high for hours. And one of them stabs the other one over the used up needle or some shit.
That's the way it works in the real world, not in the Arrowverse.
Yeah.
But hey, at least she stuck it to the man. The patriarchy.
Yeah, she showed the patriarchy. Do that white.
I'll show those patriarchies. Yeah, I'm so tired of that stuff.
That guy should have been like, "Hey, I wouldn't jump off that cliff if I were you."
Right? Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't slam my own head in a car door like Wilson Fisk did to that Russian dude in fucking Daredevil. Ooh,
it's like you always got these people and they complain about a thing, and then they get that thing changed, and then those people don't support that thing after it's changed. They just move on to the next thing. It's like an ongoing cancer in society.
It's like look what I can do kind of thing.
And the other thing too, dude, is they're always climbing on top of the hill that they didn't build and claiming it for their own. And I have yet to see any of these types of people either be a fan of the thing before they start bitching about it, or actually make something creative on their own.
Oh yeah, most of these people aren't even like genuine fans. It's just
Oh.
they're
I'm pretty sure
Bandwagon.
Batwoman was created before the
Bandwagon
woke generation even
Bandwagon, there you
started.
go, yep.
Yeah, bandwagoners. There you go.
Yep. No, that's the thing. Like I said about this Batwoman thing is like I watched this trailer in the last one with Alice in it, featured more prominently, who's going to be obviously the main adversary for Kay Kane in this initial arc they're going to do. What up, Goober Brothers Entertainment? Hey, real quick, if y'all want to catch more of me, which I know you do, tomorrow morning at
check out Midnight's Edge. Sorry.
God damn.
Damn it, Tap.
Got him.
Got him.
Anyway, go ahead.
I'll probably be on around 8:15 Eastern on Goober Brothers over there. We're doing it's called our morning show tomorrow is called Crossing Streams. So yeah, come check us out. We might be talking about sports ball. We might talk about Star Wars or whatever the hell we want to talk about. Who knows? It's Cody's show.
Talk about the Steelers.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about
Let's
you
talk about my
and me.
box tonight, and then we're good.
But no, so I didn't think this last Batwoman trailer looked that bad, really. Comparatively speaking to the other ones we saw, like this, it wasn't really cringy. It was like, I mean, it was really, like I said, Ruby Rose didn't talk, so it was all right. Like, I don't. Yeah, like I don't know how to quite like feel about her.
Oh, dude, I don't know about you, Pete, but I love doing trailer reactions because for one, it doesn't cost me anything, and two, I'm always amazed at how many people are first to be on the channel to say that you're wrong for not liking a trailer. It's you do understand that it's like when you go into a grocery store and somebody gives you a sample and then you take it and you spit it out in your napkin. If it doesn't taste good, I'm probably not going to buy the whole bag. You understand? That's what a trailer is. It's a sample of the fucking movie. If your trailer's no good, then that means the rest of your movie is probably pretty terrible too. I'm usually right about that.
I got ripped to shreds over my and I was even YouTubing them like Captain Marvel and Star Wars Resistance. Like, I mean, that trailer got ratioed to fuck.
My most ratioed video ever was the first episode 9 trailer ever.
Oh, I'm not talking about like my video. I'm talking about the actual trailer for Star Wars Resistance.
I did. So many people gave me a thumbs down for that one. I'm like, what am I supposed to be excited about here? I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not excited.
For episode 9?
Episode 9, yeah, the most recent, the first one, the teaser that came out. I did a reaction for that. I'm like, okay, well here it is. I'm like, I'm sorry if I'm not excited.
I'm always happy when I get dislikes on my videos. I'm like, hey, you watched? I don't give a fuck. Dislike.
That one was the worst, and some of the people with publicity.
Yep.
Some of the people with the Dark Fate have kind of started to back off a little bit because I think some people are starting to see the writing on the wall with that one. But the Star Wars fans are this kind of goes back to what we started to talk about is, you know, within the fandom menace, there are people that are starting to take sides within the fandom menace, and that concerns me. All right, and it's not that we're supposed to band together to just instantly not like a thing. I'm saying that I'm not seeing anything to get me excited. I can put aside the fact of who I belong to or the fact that I'm part of the fandom menace. I'm not just saying that I dislike the new Star Wars trailer because I'm part of the fandom menace and I want to look cool in front of all the guys. I graduated from high school a long fucking time ago.
Yep, exactly, man.
I have my own opinions. I have my own opinions, and my own opinions are that I don't like that trailer. It's not exciting to me.
Yeah, I saw some shit in a comment thread in one of the, and I won't say which group it was, but it was one of the groups, and not ours, and because our group's pretty dope so far, and it was some of the guys were in there, and they were kind of talking shit about people being excited for like the Obi-Wan show or the Mandalorian and all that, and I'm like, yo, man, I'm like, they're like, oh yeah, but you're gonna talk shit about episode 9, but you're gonna watch this. It's still fucking Disney, you idiots. I'm like, I didn't even say anything because I'm like, I don't want to start infighting.
Hey, you know what? Rogue One. Rogue One is a Disney movie. I like that one.
Dude, Rogue One is one of it's good.
I thought it was good, and it gave me what I wanted. It gave me a different look at things that I'm familiar with, and that's all I ever wanted from this new Star Wars was a different look at things that I'm familiar with. I don't want to see deconstructed versions of things that I'm used to because you think it's cool, or just you cherry picking things that you think are interesting. You know, give me an interesting villain. Kylo Ren, are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me with this guy?
You gave me an emo teenager.
You had a chance to do something with this character in the first movie, and you bungled it the fuck halfway through the movie. All right, you've not been able to repair that character since. And if anything, I'd hope they would have replaced him by the second movie. That didn't fucking happen. I could talk all night about things that I'm upset about with that, but you obviously don't understand how these things work, and you don't. My respect has to be earned. It's not just expected of me. Okay.
Yep.
You have to give me something to latch onto. And no, I'm not part of this outrage culture where I just hate on things for clicks. I don't do that shit either. There's a lot of things I could have talked about. I didn't talk about Game of Thrones. You know why? Because I don't give a fuck about Game of Thrones.
Yep.
I didn't do any Game of Thrones videos at all, and I refuse to watch that show. I could have rode the clickbait train to fucking glory with that stuff. But it wasn't my thing. And I don't like talking about something that I don't know anything about.
And that's it, man. Like
no.
Hey, Lisa, it's not just me this time. No, and that's like the whole Batwoman thing. It was like, oh, I bet you even gonna watch.
We just lost Pete, Adam. Do you see that?
What? Hey, stop it. Stop it.
That was funny, dude. That was fucking funny. I'm sorry.
The last time you did it, my camera was off and I wasn't on this screen, so I couldn't tell if my fucking shit dropped out or not.
And that one time you just kept going. You asshole. If you ever do that to me, I'm gonna nuke your hometown. I swear to God, don't ever do that to me. But damn it, that was funny.
I'm just waiting for my router. Then I'm sending him rice in.
You're gonna mail him some anthrax.
Yep. My sister used to work in a lab with anthrax, actually.
Oh God, here it goes.
Yep. But no, man. I somebody's like, "Oh, I bet you're even gonna watch that Batwoman show." I'm like, "Well, you know what? Yes, I am. I'm gonna watch it because I took the time to do a trailer reaction because I thought it looked like shit and I wanted to make fun of it. So I'm not gonna sit there and just rip on something and not fucking watch it."
Now I will say this: I would legit go to Galaxy's Edge if somebody bought my ticket.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to waste $200 on a ticket to Galaxy's Edge when I can waste $200 on a Universal ticket and go see fucking Horror Nights. Okay.
See, I want to.
I want to do something where I can have fun. Okay.
Yep. Me and the wife were talking about that because
now Disney Plus. Do I want to sign up and pay extra money to Disney after they've already dog fucked my fucking childhood over the last two movies? No, I'm not going to sign up for that. I'm not just instantly shitting on Obi-Wan or The Mandalorian. Those things aren't out yet. But also, I'm not going to sign up for those things. Hell no.
Yeah.
Money's not disposable for me, and I'm not going to give you guys more money just because I'm supposed to be a Star Wars fan. And you're not going to call my Star Wars fandom into question just because I don't spend extra money on your Plus services. Hell no.
Same here, man. And if I had to pay for Disney Plus, I wouldn't be getting it. But I'm not paying for it, so I'm gonna watch all the fucking content.
Yeah, if somebody gave me a situation like that, I'll check it out. I'll be unobjective about it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I went and saw the Hellboy movie, and I went into that thinking, okay, well, the last trailer was pretty decent. Maybe I'll actually like this, because I'll be honest with you, the last Halloween movie that came out, the one that came out in 2018, I thought it was okay. All right. I didn't care for the first trailer, but the second trailer really got me. I was like, wow, they're even doing the same type of shots, and it reminded me of member berries. It just looked okay. And besides that, with Halloween, it was a very low hurdle. I mean, most of those movies are pretty terrible. There's a couple of good ones that came out in between the first one and the most recent, but it was a very low hurdle to get over. So like, I'll go check it out. I thought it was all right, but the second trailer got me door. With Hellboy, I realized that all the best parts of the movie were the trailer. That's not good either.
I haven't watched New Hellboy.
If you watch the last Hellboy trailer, you've seen all there is to see in that entire fucking movie. There's nothing else in there of note. Yeah.
Bitty. No,
but I gave it a fair shot. I mean, I was one of the biggest people to bitch when Ron Perlman wasn't cast in that part. They threw Guillermo del Toro under the bus, and then his next movie won an Oscar. So fuck you guys. But
right.
I was one of the biggest vocal people about that. But I did unobjectively go see that movie, and it sucked. I expected it to be okay, but it wasn't even okay. It just sucked. So I'll go see the new Terminator, and if it's good, I'll say it's good, or I'll say it's okay. But I'm not going to just instantly say this movie's dog shit because I'm in the fandom menace. I don't do that shit.
Yep, same here, man. That's what I said. I'll like, I was talking about the wife. I said, I'm like, same thing with that Batwoman. So I was like, I'll watch it because I was talking to her about the trailer because I had her watch it again. She was like, that one wasn't that bad. Really, it wasn't like the first trailer. She goes, that was just stupid. She goes, that was just like over the top feminine.
And there he goes.
And he went for real this time.
But there was
Anyway.
one time I was talking to Alex about, he says, well, I'm going to sell all my old Star Wars stuff because I can't watch the original movies anymore. And I'm like, why? I says, you're going to let these new movies ruin the old movies? Those old movies still exist. They're still good.
Screw those assholes.
Don't throw away your toys because of that shit. Keep the
No.
stuff that you like. Just don't buy the new
That's why you
shit.
have us.
You know, I've been doing that with Terminator for years. I'm a huge fan of the first two fucking movies. Everybody knows it. It's no big secret. But I don't like anything past the second movie's garbage. I gave it a chance, but I'm like, this is not for me. I watched all the movies, but they're all terrible. They just keep progressively getting worse. You know, it's like it was a very confined story that no sequel needed to exist in.
No,
and every chance that they had to try to do something different, they bungled that too somehow.
Was that third one, Terminator 3 was garbage.
Your cabbage. Your muff cabbage.
It was muff cabbage.
They're just basically all repeating the same beats, man. It's like they keep doing the same thing. All they would have ever had to do to make something interesting is just show me a movie where it's just dudes shooting robots with fucking lasers. Why couldn't you give me a movie full of that? Nobody's ever managed to pull that off. I thought that was the movie that Salvation was going to be, but that's not what we got.
That didn't work out, yeah.
No.
Which one was it? Was the dude from Avatar was in it?
And Christian Bale.
Salvation.
Christian Bale was in it
Salvation?
Too. That's the one where Christian Bale had his meltdown.
Yep.
Good for you. Good for you. You're a
that was hilarious. That breaking.
That movie was fun. It was forgettable. Like I watched that once. I worked because I remember I stayed at my buddy's house down in
There's
Ferndale.
nothing memorable about it.
No, it was after a wrestling show. We grabbed dinner and had a few drinks. He's like, "Hey, we got this. We got." Sorry, we'll watch Terminator. I watched. What the fuck is this? This is Terminator. This is garbage. Like it was
I get
bad.
really irritated when people bring in like James Cameron. Like, well, James Cameron. Do you see how many people are writing the script for Dark Fate? It's like got 5-6 people writing the script.
Yeah.
That's
know what? To get a writer's
credit, was rub his dick on it a little, and that was it.
To get a writer's credit on a script, really all you gotta do is walk in a room and say, well, you should probably say this, and that's it. You wrote something. They can put your name on there. They're just using his name to sell that movie. And I'll tell you something else. I'm not really crazy about Tim Miller either, who's been the biggest vocal asshole about sticking it to the fans and saying, this new character is going to scare the shit out of the misogynists and all that kind of stuff. Tim Miller didn't have as much to do with Deadpool as most. But
why would it though?
Who got Deadpool off the ground was Ryan fucking Reynolds. It wasn't Tim Miller.
Yep.
And Tim Miller got kicked off the second movie, so that guy's an asshole.
Yep, he came right out like he didn't even fucking like they're trying to treat Mackenzie Davis like she's some kind of like feminist like female like action icon. I never heard of this
movie.
bitch.
But those woke motherfuckers that get on my videos, Pete, that get on my videos where I'm talking about Terminator, the ones that are coming after me, they're always screaming Tim Miller and James Cameron name up and down, jumping up and down, saying those two names. I'm like, those people are not. You can see in the trailer they're already
not a factor
with this. They're already going political with this. They're going right to the fucking checkpoint on the Mexican border.
Yep.
This is going to be on the nose, fucking in your face social justice politics.
Check out Guru Brothers comment.
Yeah, see that shit?
Yeah.
Director of Dark Fate said that males will be scared of all the women empowerment. Does this make it a horror movie?
Well, I'll tell you what, Cody. I am going to go see the movie. I promised my channel that I would, but I'm fucking not looking for it.
I haven't seen Ocean's 8. That's a horror movie.
I want to like it, man. I do. I want to like Terminator, but I personally don't think there was any more story after the second movie, and that there should not be any more Terminator. And until they make something that's remotely exciting, I'm just not. I can already predict most of the story before I even walk into the theater. I just know I can tell from the trailer where they're going to go with it, and all it's going to do is make everything that happened in the first two movies seem fucking meaningless, which is what Terminator 3 did. See, that franchise has been ruined. It's not like Star Wars where Last Jedi came out and everybody was like, oh my god, what the fuck, Terminator's been ruined for a long time. The last good Terminator movie was 1991. It's like there's nothing left to ruin at this point. It's already fucked up.
Nope. And that is it. So I think we should probably cut it. We're at about the 2 hours.
We're at the angry rant point.
Yep. So with that being said, I'm going to end this episode, and we'll go around and thank Will for joining us, and next time he's on, he's gonna have his technical stuff set up.
Yeah,
He
I
knows
will
what he's-
not botch next round.
It's okay, brother. It's all right, man. It's your first time out. Trust me, I get kicked off my own stream like 8, 9 times a show. So to the point, my co-host started a GoFundMe for a router.
We lost count
No.
how much money you owe tonight.
It's about $10.
It's about $10.
I think it's
Well, even it's a 10.
I'll just have to I'll donate
We'll
$10.
even it out to 10. Yeah.
I think I fixed my problem though, so next time, we won't have any issues.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to have you on, and we're gonna bring you on the Anchor show on I think next Monday if you're available,
No, absolutely.
because Loudy, that is my co-host over there, Coach Loudy and Monica. She actually has a wrestling bit planned, and Loudy was actually training. He had some concussion issues though, so he had to stop training. But
Man,
yeah,
I know how that goes, man. That's
yep. So we're going to we'll be talking some wrestling on Monday.
sounds good.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for being on tap.
Yeah,
Thank you
thanks
as
for having
always. You son of a
course.
bitch. I love you and I hate you at the same time, but I can't hit you because that'd be a hate crime, and I love you, you bastard.
Like half a hate crime.
Yeah, only half. So I mean, I guess that's not as bad, right?
What is it you're always saying? Minority on minority violence.
Yeah, it's minority violence. Oh shit! Does that count because I'm partly Jew? Does that count?
Oh my god!
I don't know. Turns I can see your nose better.
It's a 2K. It's a fucking 2K and Sam knows, man. It's
That's racist.
It's part Polish. It's not racist if I are one. Of course, thank you to my brother from another mother, the Groovinator, man. Thank you.
Yeah, he's gonna be apologizing for the next 20 minutes about how he took over the show.
No, not this time. Not this
I'm
time.
just kidding.
I don't
kidding.
I don't feel like I apologized enough, so I'll apologize for that.
God damn it!
There you go.
Apologize one more time.
Right?
You didn't have nothing to apologize for in the first day.
Check out RaiseTheLostFlix.com. Subscribe, join. I am putting together a show that I'd like to plug really quick. It's me and my editor-in-chief. We're going to kind of do like an At the Movies type Siskel and Ebert thing where we just talk about one movie for about an hour. I don't know when that's going to happen. It's going to happen sometime this weekend. I'm working around his schedule. So I haven't made any announcements because I don't want to make a date and then not be able to make it. So, but yeah, just subscribe to the channel and you'll get a notification when it goes live. So.
Hell yeah, man! Now, are you gonna? I'm excited for this. You can go ahead and plug that post links in my group too. Definitely.
Actually, I can't. You have to do that. The way this works is only the host can type stuff in your chat.
Oh, okay.
Oh no! Well, wait.
No. I'm talking in our
Facebook group.
In the Facebook. Okay.
Yeah. Share it.
I'll definitely advertise there for sure.
Absolutely, man. Make sure we've all got links to that, and we'll be on the Fancast Friday night. We're gonna try to squeeze some Friday the 13th talk out of that Fancast.
I'm gonna talk to Leip about it and see if we can just do a whole episode just talking about Friday the 13th stuff and not we just get so tired of talking about the fucking politics, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, let's have some fun.
It's so obnoxious. I love it when we do watch parties, man. That's my favorite shit. That is my favorite shit. Oh my god. We're gonna a lot more of those on my channel too.
We're gonna talk off air because we got to get that first one set up here because we drew it weeks ago. And Monica legitimately drew Unicorn Store, so I will honor that. So with that being said, this has been episode 60 of the Place to Be Reviews. You can go over to Facebook and find us over there, the page, the Place to Be Reviews. Also, I have two awesome admins, Coach Loudy and Monica, and if you apply for a spot in our group, we might just be able to get you approved in there if you're not a weirdo or one of those third wave intersectional feminist land whales or an SJW.
Only minorities may apply.
Yeah. We're checking diversity boxes over here, baby. But no, check us out. We're on Twitter at the Place to Be Reviews, Instagram, the Place to Be Reviews. You can email us if you're old fashioned or a boomer. Haha. The Place to Be Reviews at mail.com, the world's best mail. With that being said, I'm Itepokui, and this has been episode 60 of the Place to Be Reviews. And if I don't see you, have a good day and a pleasant tomorrow.
Canon Films rule.
Later, Gators.
Golden Globus for life, baby.
Golden Globus for life.